just on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there is nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of this nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have the time to find. And if I wake tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'm falling asleep when I'm home. When I'm young, no way to go, no one that can see through at the side of the light. I can see my life is crap, I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain, the fear. Just out of reach of desire. 10,000 RPM. She like the purr of her internet, 10,000 RPM. She got it all in the black burning streets like a rebel jam. My lovely lady, heart of a buffalo. Lighting it up, she don't care if she got nowhere to go. Slipping and a sliding, shucking and a jive. Revolution gonna bury my throne. Lean on your horizon, seduction for the ride. On the ground, my dinosaur bone. Hard to touch the road, always calls her day. Don't hang around much, your destination never stays the same. See the danger in her eyes, the stare is steady, deep, dark and cold. Throwing it up, she don't care if she got nowhere to go. Lighting it up, she don't care if she got nowhere to go. Shoving in a job and slipping with the
All right, good evening, dirt fans and race fans out there. I tell you what, it's time to wake up because it's Wednesday night, Hometown Heroes, and we've got a good one here, as with the 305s tonight, and it should be a little bit of different atmosphere out on the track. Normally, I mean, obviously, the Hometown Heroes is all set about the hometown style track, which we run Eldora every week, but we change that every season. It is the same track, for the most part, the same cars, but iRacing does updates, and John's going to explain that here shortly about some of the things that have changed. But I want to appreciate everybody here tonight. Our A&J Custom Creations Hometown Heroes here tonight for the Cool Rays Coast to Coast Racing League, as we're heading it off in our pre-race show here. That's right, SBGC 3D Printing pre-race show. If you've not checked out Tom Taylor, check him out over there at sbgc3d.com. Get all your 3D print work and accessories. Check it out. So, John, I tell you what, last week was a fun race.
Oh, it sure was. And this week, expect the same thing. We got a nice field of cars here tonight, and a lot of guys that are hungry to get to victory lane. So, that's always a good combination. And, we're getting to that part of the season, too. We're in the second half that guys are going to start looking at points and start tallying where they're at. Right now, Nicholas Vickery is at the point leader, but he is not here. He is headed to the World Finals in Charlotte. So I don't know. I think he might have his priorities out of whack here, but we do have drop weeks. But here's a chance for guys to get in because he's going to use his drop weeks while he's gone this week. But these other guys that are starting to look at these points here, Randy Shreves is in the points. Brian Moore Sr. is in these points. Both Trent Verstraeten and Blake Chapman are still within this fight. So those guys are all looking at that. Without Nick here, they can make some headway here.
Oh, absolutely. And you're right. And that's the thing about points, as it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can put up, what the guys can, gain and what they can't gain, because, hey, we know he's a past champ. Vic is. So when he's here, he's definitely bad fast. So something to look out for. And hope he's having fun down there at the World Finals. So we're getting set here. Roll this thing over here to our Pit Stop Podcast qualifying session. But, real quick, you talk about points. That's our iRacing League manager. If you run a league, own a league, or do anything with a league, check out the iRacing League manager. Definitely get you fixed up. And like you said, Nicholas Vickery on the top right now. Randy Shreves there sitting in second, Brian Moore Sr. third, Trent Verstraeten in fourth, and then Blake Chapman in fifth. So halfway here, like you said, points-wise, guys are going to start thinking about them. And I look at it as maybe one or two a little early right now, because anything could still change. We've seen it time and time again. As we move this thing over here to our Pit Stop Podcast qualifying session, check out old Preston Cranmer and Roger Craig on the Coast to Coast Racing Network on YouTube. Every Sunday they bring about a great show, podcast, talk about what's going on in the league, and have some special drivers and sponsors and guests on there. So definitely check them out throughout the week. Let's see who's going to put this thing on quick time here tonight. Let's see right now. Alec Uber. Who's it, Uber or Uber?
I'm going to go with Uber.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Hopefully he can get a top three and we can ask him.
That's what I'm saying. Well, Jeff Flero, never mind, is going to put this thing up here to a best time of 1476. Lane Snook slapped it with a 1477. Hunter Thoff behind him. Karen hanging on to third.
Yeah, and as I'm circling this track here, they've got a lot of grip. I don't remember this much grip being here last week, but those changes, those times are already 2/10, a couple tenths quicker than what they went just a week ago.
Well, I mean, and while they're qualifying, I mean, I see you out there on the track, folks. Let's go on board here with John, and he's going to tell us some of the changes that they have made here in the update of iRacing this past week. and maybe some of the things that we're going to look out for on these 305s here tonight.
Yeah, one of the things iRacing did is they gave some torque back to these cars, so when you stand on the gas, they kind of go a little bit better. And then they did some things aerodynamically, and that's where you see the increase in the speeds. So from a driver's standpoint, it doesn't really feel a whole lot different. But one of the little things that you do is where you set your wing. It has changed where you set your wing for qualifying, maybe early on in the evening. So that's really about it. And of course, the wing is also just driver's preference. But looking here at the track here, not a whole lot of time left here in qualifying, but it's going to be the same trouble spots as we've had every time. It's when you get over here into these corners, when the driver gets here about halfway down, they got to be thinking about what lane they want to go in. You can go up high right up there where it says Eldora. You go all the way down low there where that inside wall is, and you can go anywhere in between. The big thing is to keep yourself out of trouble. Once you choose a line you're going to go into, if you're going to be down here, if you're going to slide up the track, you've got to make sure, that slider line or whatever, you got to make sure there's nobody out here. And it's real easy to lose guys around here. If you slide up, it doesn't take much, and all of a sudden with these open wheel cars, you can cause a pretty good wreck. And the same thing about being up here. If you're up here and then you want to diamond off the corner, use this hill here to kind of gain some momentum. But if you do this and there's a guy down here in that bottom lane, bad things happen, and they happen quick.
Absolutely. Well, that pulls us over here to our heat race number 1, Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. 37 years of 360 wing sprint action. Check them out at empiresupersprints.com and on Facebook and Twitter for all their action and the great drivers from the Northeast U.S. to Canada. It's the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. We got David Reinhardt sitting out front, Andy Patton there in second, Jamie McCarron in third, Jeff Laro fourth, Chris Schaefer in fifth, Brian Moore Jr. sixth, Gary Taylor seventh, Roger Craig at eighth, Nathan Aldridge rounds out the ninth place in this one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch these guys when they roll off here and they go down in turn 1, because some of these guys, it's possible they could be their first time on track. I think most of these guys ran with us Monday night, but Monday night the big difference is we're open sets, so everybody can work on their cars. Here tonight, these are what we call fixed sets in iRacing, and so everybody has got the same set. So no matter how fast you are or whatever, everybody's running the same set. So now you're probably going to have to adjust a little bit what you're doing with some of the changes. So this should be pretty interesting.
Okay. Like I said, normally, these cars kind of stick. So like I said, we'll have to see if some of these guys do get some adjustments here.
Yeah, the big difference I noticed Monday night was once the track got slicker, the tire spin came back. The throttle control became more important again because of that extra torque. So right now, it's not too slick out there, but by the time we roll over to the feature, that's money time. That's, where you want to get on the podium to come talk to us. That is going to be real interesting for these drivers.
I don't know if Trading Paints is just not updated, but the outside car is all white. So he's got a ghost car, and then the one car on the front is black. So there you go.
I've got the same issue.
So he still thinks it's back at Halloween. Green flag flies. Remember, the top 4 go straight to the feature. The rest of them goes that alphabet running suit. Out front, you already got Reinhardt taking the lead. Patton hanging on there to second. Here comes McCarron on the inside. They're 2x2 all the way back.
Yeah, they are. They're being real careful here, feeling it out, it looks like. But it looks like right now that bottom line is kind of where guys want to be. I see guys making moves right now. That third place, you got 3 cars battling for that third spot.
Yeah, that's Flaro up top right there on the outside with Schaefer right there along with him. McCarron is in the mix. Right behind him, Moore Jr. and company. Well, that's a good tussle of cars there. Everybody's tearing up the back tail tanks. They still trying to put some sliders on the inside, though.
Yeah, you can see Brian Moore trying to figure out how to split the 2 guys in front of him, but now he kind of goes high. So, when you got 2 guys in front of you like that, it becomes actually harder to pass because both of them are in the preferred lines here. So, everybody's been on that freeway. So, where you choose a line, then it doesn't move, then you move over to the next line, then the line you were in, then that moves. And that's what Brian Moore is going through right now. He's trying to figure out which line, who's going to prevail there.
Yeah, it is, and you see that's a good battle in front of them. Flaro's high, Schaefer's low. They're still side by side, tearing it up. That's for the 4th and final transfer spot. Now, we got a good ride along here with Moore Jr., he's got a front row seat to that battle. One thing he doesn't want to see is maybe him wreck, but he's going to the inside to see if he can't put a slide job and lost a little momentum there.
Yeah, he wisely backed out of it. He dove it down in there and realized it wasn't going to stick. He lifted, so that was an excellent move by Moore Jr. there, not to cause a problem. But he doesn't pay for it. It's going to take him a couple laps here to reel those guys back in because I think he's faster than both, but we're running out of laps here. We got one to go, so but that fourth place is unsettled here. It's going to be interesting as they come around 3 and 4 and come to the line.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again. You don't have to really pass a guy. Just got to get that nose out in front. Meanwhile, Reinhardt, Patton, McCarron, they're all out front the top 3. And, looks like Laro, he's going to hang on to it. That brings us in to the heat race number 2, Super Dirt Car Series. That's right. If you like ground pounding, big block style racing, and that earth-shattering sound, check out the guys from Florida to Canada, as they got a lot of great drivers out there, and they are the premier big block Super Dirt Car Series. Definitely check them guys out as G.J. Boydell puts it out front. Joe Canellis there in second. Trent Verstraeten in third. Lane Stook starts fourth. Alex Uber, I'm going to say Uber until we find a confirmation. Jeff Hallworth and Greg Parmalee sitting in 7th, John Rayner 8th, and then don't think John's racing.
I'm not. These cars are too fast for me.
He's just hanging out there. I mean, these cars are too fast. Listen at him. He's the one out there tearing them up into pro late models, folks.
Yeah, these, I'll take it easy here in these 305s here. It's fun to watch, and actually, you're sitting up here, I do learn a lot watching the track develop and everything else, so I can make a plan for maybe later tonight when I climb in the non-wing 360 here later tonight.
Yeah, that's right. We've got the 360 wing sprints, and then after that, we got the non-360 wing sprints later on. So definitely, y'all stay tuned here. Have a good night here with our hometown hero. Eldora style, fame track. Definitely check out the C2CRL.com for all your information on what's going on here at the Cool Rays Coast to Coast Racing League. And there's those likes and shares out there because we're on the Coast to Coast Racing Network on YouTube and also our network on Facebook. I know the league definitely appreciate it. Get set here with the pace truck. Dive off. Heat Race 2 for dirt cars.
That track slicked up a whole lot there in that first heat race, so it'll be interesting if it continues to slick off this rapidly. If so, these guys are going to be searching here pretty quick where the faster lines are.
Green, green, green.
Look like almost multi-grooves. We go green flag here, Boydell, and you see Trent Lane back there in the back in that final transfer spot, and you got Alex outside looking in. This deal, it's a battle for second.
Yeah, it is, and it looks like both the little bit high right above the slick and the low line both are viable right now.
We got Canellis way up on the top side. You see Trent trying to stay in the second place spot. Here comes Lane Snook down on the inside. See if he can't get something done, if he'll move up to the top. Alex outside looking in. It's still a battle for around second. Boy, who was that? Was that like Trent?
Yeah, 3 wide through 3 and 4.
Oh, close. Lane said, you know what, I'm gonna sit back here for a minute.
Yeah, both those guys, Lane and Trent, are both a little quicker than Joe Canellis right now. And well, that outside's just kind of hanging on a little bit. It looks like the inside might be just a little bit quicker, but not by much.
Well, I'll tell you, Joe there hanging on to the bottom side. Trent's trying that top side lane to see if he can't get a good run. It is a back and forth duel, which is kind of good because here the last several weeks we've only seen it being a, well, it starts out as a bottom line, but then it ends up being just kind of a top lane, one groove, so to speak. Right now it looks like kind of maybe a few multiple grooves.
Yep, and that extra torque that iRacing gave is what really is the reason behind all of a sudden seeing this multi-groove racing and the guys be able to try different lines.
And it could be like what you said, the update they did, a little bit more power torque to the car. They're able to slide a little bit. They allowed
Yep.
him to use the multi-group.
Yeah,
but
well, and the big thing is that torque allows you to get up off the corner. So instead of it bogging
yeah.
down, come out of the corner, it gives you a kick in the butt, that extra power.
yeah.
Something happened to Canellis
It
there.
did
He got way
at
off
a
the pace.
Yeah, he slowed up real bad. I don't know if he ran out of fuel, something happened, but
Well,
that's going to put
being a fixed set, that wouldn't be fuel.
Alex Uber, though, is going to take the 4th place spot, and that's going to put us up here into heat race number 3, the World of Sports podcast. That's right, a new one came on board here, folks. If you just want to come out, relax, laugh, have a good time, Mike and Rod, they're going to take you a crazy dive into the exciting, wonderful world of sports. To come out and enjoy them, be a guest. They got a lot of guests and current events going on in the sports world. Check them out at the World of Sports podcast there, so it ought to be exciting. We got Jeffrey Barker out front, Blake Chapman in 2nd, Brian Moore Sr. 3rd, Randy Shreves in 4th, Mike Cranmer 5th, Stephen Bixler in 6th, Donald Dory in 7th, Chase Gorley, and starting in 8th place spot. Yeah, not sure what happened to Canellis. I mean, like the car just died on him.
Yeah, I have to think maybe a hardware problem or something, or even depending on some of his iRacing settings. You know, you can have, where you can map buttons to your steering wheel that could, be your ignition or not. Maybe, and it's possible that he hit the button that was his ignition. It's all speculation,
Yeah.
but there's a few things that could have happened, but gas would be one of them because this is fixed, so everybody's got the same fuel.
The motor blew up.
Yeah, guess so.
We'll go along with that one. All right, heat race number 3. 4.
Green flag, green flag.
Race trucks in. Green flag. Well, they're already 3 wide back there in that 4th place spot.
Yeah, and we've seen that about every heat race. When they dive in there, they immediately fan out, and everybody trying to stake their ground for those positions. But boy, oh boy, that's tight for 2nd right now. 3 wide across the start-finish line.
Yeah, that's Senior, Barker, and Shreves all right there battling. You see it now. They got single file, but looks like that inside groove, it might work a little bit, but the car kind of wants to have a tendency to slide straight up the track.
Yeah, the back end gets out. If you get that right rear into that slick, back kind of rotates the car more than you want to, and then you lose that forward drive. Right now, that upper lane looks like to be the way to go, but now as that lane starts to burn up, goes higher up, guess what? That bottom lane will become viable again. So it's just the ever-changing. That's the thing as a driver. You got to be able to recognize those from the driver's seat and adjust to where you want to be.
Well, can Cranmer hang on to that 4th place spot? He's got it right now. Bixler's right behind him, though it won't. Says here comes Barker, too. So they've got a little time to catch him, but time is running out as Chapman is the man out front tearing it up. Everybody's single file for the moment.
Yeah, I've been around Mike Cranmer on the track a few times here in the last couple of weeks, different series, and man, I tell you, he's improved. He's gotten some pace to him right now. He's got that 4th spot locked down here. See if he can hang on to it.
Does. Bixler looking strong, though, there in the 5th place. He's going to see if he can't reel him in on the back tail tank. Meanwhile, Moore Sr., Shreves. Senior's trying to search around the track and see what he can come up with speed-wise. He's going down low, put some slider lines on the other end of the track. And if you can't close that gap on Shreves, because they're moving away a little bit.
Yeah, they are. They've kind of spread themselves out a little bit. That's a good time to go try different lines. If you don't have a whole lot of pressure behind you and you're losing touch with the guy in front of you, that means you got to try something different.
Oh, yeah. It looks like Cranmer's going to hang on. Senior 3rd, Shreves 2nd. Chapman brings it home here in the heat race 3. That should bring us over to our consolation. Should be the B main.
Looks like C main. Nope.
C-main.
Yep, C main.
C main. Right. Well, that'll put us with Gary Taylor out front, Jeff Hallworth. I hope I'm saying it right. Chase Gorley there in 3rd, Roger Craig 4th, Joe Canellis in 5th, Donald Dory 6th, Nathan Aldridge out in 7th. And I'm going to take a gander. Going to be the top 4 going to the B main, right?
Yeah, the top 4 are going to go to the A main because now, once again, we've seen this happen a few times where the C main is actually the transfer race. Because right now, looking, there's 6 scheduled right now for the B main, then you're going to add the 4 here, which will give you 10. And there's only 12 starting for the feature lineup. So that'll be a 22-car field for tonight. So everybody in the B main will transfer. So as we're watching this one play out, that top 4, that 4th spot is the go or go home spot here for this one.
And that, you know what, we've said it a million times, the math in dirt. I can't figure it out. But if I do the math real quick in my head, like what you said, there's 6 in the B main, 4 here will go to the B, 12 go to the A, but that's only 10 cars that will be in the B. So that theoretically, the 2 cars that are going to be left out of this one
could have made the A. Yep.
Could have been in the A, yeah.
It's all right, though. We're still going to be
math.
entertaining. Yep,
Yeah.
We're going to have to watch. That 4th place now is going to be hot and heavy. And, as a driver, you got to pay attention to stuff like that, And so if I'm in Joe Canellis' shoes or Donald Dory's shoes, I'm on the outside looking in. You got to go here as soon as this pace truck pulls off and that green flag flies.
Green, green, green.
There we go. Green flag. We're racing here at Eldora. C-Main style. Who's going to get it? Donald Dory's hanging on that 4th.
Yep. Yeah, he moved up on the outside and was able to kind of drive around with the momentum. But Canellis, he's still... Well, yeah, it's go or go home for those guys. And Canellis he was quick in that heat race, and then he had that problem where he slowed up. He seems to be back on pace now. So let's see if he can
Put a new
inch his
motor
way
in
back
it. That's
there.
what they did.
Yep. That's a good crew right there to change a motor out in about 30 seconds.
Oh, Osworth right there got a little sideways. Didn't lose too much momentum. He still hangs on to the 4th, but he is getting hammered by Gordley down low, who is trying everything he can to put a slide job on him. And Ellis back there looking on, maybe hoping that one of those guys makes a mistake. Gary Taylor out front, Roger there in 2nd. And again, Donald Dory hanging on to 3rd, but the battle's on for that final transfer spot.
Yeah, Gorley, he moved up now finally, but he's been driving right through the slick, so it's tough to tell how fast he really is because he's hurting his lap time. Ooh, real close. You lose traction through that slick, so he's at a disadvantage. He needs to find some tack, whether it be on the bottom or try to figure a way up top there.
I think he's going to have to just maybe throw a Hail Mary here at the end or something.
Yeah, I would probably get up on the top and figure out where I could get a run on him. Maybe coming down the straightaway and slide him, maybe going into one of the corners.
Yeah.
But, he's gone to the bottom now. See, he's searching, so he is trying to figure it out. But in doing that, this is the part that's kind of difficult about these cars. There's such momentum cars. As he's searching, look at that gap now open. Because if you go to something, you search for something, and that doesn't work, you lose time, and that's tough.
Oh, absolutely. Puts him back there in the clutches of Canellis, which if they did switch the motor in that car, it's just not up power like it was before at the beginning of the race, here in this heat race early on. But you see Hollinsworth there hanging on the 4th. Meanwhile, Taylor out front. Got a pretty good cushion leading with Craig there in 2nd. Dory hanging on the 3rd. All your top 4 are kind of single file. Now you see Gorley trying to reel him back in, but he's just going to run out of time.
Yeah, he is. And so, he's clearly faster than him, but just couldn't figure it out in time, like you said. He's going to take one more crack at it, but right there, he kicked that back out, lost that momentum there coming to the flag.
Well, I'm going to have to look out coming in, but that puts us over here to our B main here tonight, folks. That's right, Chip Banger Racing. So, bang the chip, rip the lip. We talked about that last week, but definitely want to appreciate Chip Banger Racing coming on board here for our B main here tonight. As we got, excuse me there, folks, Chris Schaefer starting out front, John Rayner there in 2nd, Stephen Bixler starting 3rd, Brian Moore Jr. 4th, Greg Parmalee in 5th, Jeffrey Barker 6th, Gary Taylor 7th, Roger Craig 8th, Donald Dory 9th, and Jeff Halsworth in 10th. Get his name right eventually.
I think that was right. So, but
Well, I
now
want to
here we
say
go.
Hallsworth, but he doesn't have an L.
It's Hosworth. But here we roll. Everybody here, they know they're in the show. So all you got to do here is just try to get through clean, try to figure out maybe where you want to run. Try to maybe get a little further up the field here. What I try to do is make sure that I'm starting on the outside. So, you know what, even if I get up to second, that's usually where I want to, stay so I can start the outside row. Some guys like starting on the inside. So depending on your preference on where you start, that might dictate where you just kind of hold up and be content to run.
And we've seen the inside work a little bit here tonight too.
Yeah.
So, but like what you alluded to early on, using that inside groove, we've also seen the car wanting to slide in that rear end, like you said, kick out on them.
Yeah, running that inside line, you've got to be perfect. Almost like running a 360 against the wall. You only have an inch of leeway, no room for mistake. You run these 305s on the bottom, you don't have any room. If you miss it by a couple of inches, it just kills your momentum.
Pace strokes in, B main here, Chip Banger Racing. Schaefer out front gets a good jump on the field. Rayner there in second. You got Moore Jr. up top into the wall and already around.
Yeah, he
hang
saved
on
it.
to that thing.
Yeah, he saved it, but it did cause a couple of guys behind him as they slowed up and checked up. But the good news, they're
Everybody
in.
makes it.
Yep.
So we always say with everybody making it, the one or two things that they could do is obviously see if they can better their starting position in the feature, or search around this track and see what they can do with this car to help them in the feature. And we always talk about that. Guys in the back, obviously, are the ones that might want to search around. And if you're out front like Chris Schaefer, unless you just got a huge lead, stay there.
Yeah, and for the guys that got caught up in that wreck right there, like I said, they get to reshuffle and come back. And if there's any damage, I think I'd go down and see if Joe Canellis' crew is busy. So if they change that engine out 30 seconds, he's got some fast guys working for him. So, but here, I see Jeff Barker kind of going, oh, we got one in the wall now.
That's Craig.
That's Roger.
The 747 Jumbo just landed hard on the wall and upside down. Roger Craig went.
Yeah, and right now that cushion on the top is getting closer to that outside wall. And now the fast way around is to keep those tires on that darker dirt. And if you look when they come around to the back straightaway, if you look, you'll see that darker dirt right up against that wall. So it's real easy now to be that close to that wall, reach out and grab you.
Yeah, it is. And right now, having a good strong run out front, Schaefer with Rayner there in second. You see Bixler holding on to the fourth place spot. Barker there in third. Hallsworth right there sitting in the fifth place spot. He's got Moore Jr. trying to see if he can't put a slider on his inside. It's a good slide job move. Haven't seen that much tonight from the inside.
Yep, and it's starting to get to that point where it's there, and he defended it right there from somebody crossing him over there. So, but he's running that bottom. I've watched him the last couple laps. He's not doing too bad down there on the bottom, but now he's moved back up top. Yeah, top must be a little quicker for him. So there's room around now. Barker's trying the slide job down there in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, it is. So it's closing in for your top three with Rayner, Barker, and Bixler. Look at this battle happening.
Someone ought to tell him this ain't the A main here.
Not yet. But that's going to end it here for the B main. That was the checker there. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Get a word from some of our sponsors.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
All right, folks, feature time here. We're going to set here to crank these guys up and put them out here on the grid here, because out front, David Reinhardt starting on the pole. G.J. Boydell there in second. Blake Chapman up in the third. Andy Patton in fourth. Lane Snook fifth. Randy Shreves up in sixth. Jamie McCarron in seventh. Trent Straighten in eighth. Brian Moore Sr. ninth. And Jeff Flaro in the 10th spot. Folks, get ready, get set, sit back, because we're about to fire these big boys up here tonight. Here we go. Pace truck's about to pull them off here, folks. Getting set. Racing. Feature time. Gonna listen to these guys off the start here. Dylan Westbrook racing. Let's make them loud, fellas. Here these cars come to life. We already yellow flag out.
Oh, yeah, big wreck over in 3 and 4.
Little Malcolm Mills replay. Mike Cranmer says was one of the first recipients of it. Let's see, they were 2 and 3 wide in the back here. Yeah, actually he got caught up in it. It just was a pile up from there, turned into a 305 junkyard.
Yeah,
You got cars upside down all over the place.
Boy, that's a tough way to start out. But it looked like Andy Patton got a little loose up top there and had to drive it down just a little bit to catch it, you know. And yeah, when you do that, drive down like that on a restart, that just there's really nowhere to go. That's a tough break.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and again, being such a short track, you know, kind of narrow. I mean, dirt track racing in particular, you get right there in the middle of the pack, have trouble, just nowhere to go, like you said. But Reinhardt's still the man out front here, starting it off for our feature time tonight, folks. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Been a really good one here so far. Also, definitely check out Coast to Coast Racing Network on YouTube. That's where we're live at tonight, along with the OSR Network on Facebook. And then check out the C2C Speed Shop. You can check out all the information about them over on c2crl.com. Definitely check it out. Kind of a new thing that they got going on here at Coast to Coast, or Cool Race Coast to Coast Racing League. As Pace trucks in, got that icon restart, green flag, back at it again. They went single file this time, John.
Yep, they did, and boy, that helps the leader out for sure. He got a little bit of a jump there.
Yeah, but he's got behind him Blake Chapman. Here he comes. We saw last week he had a bad fast machine. He's down low, going to look up underneath G.J. Boydell to try to take it. But then Boydell says, you know what, I'm going to come down here with you. Yellow out.
Yeah, I'm looking for
Not sure what that was on. Might throw can on the track.
Yeah, that's
Well, we'll
just
chalk it
kinda
up as.
I'm looking all around. Oh, I know what it was.
What's that?
Jeff Flaro, and then by no fault, but he went out to the end of pit road there, and instead of pulling up in front of the field, came to a stop, and he was right past the green cone.
Okay.
And that's what caused that.
Kind of like what the Lernersville track where they have that coming on the track thing. Yeah, okay. That's why it didn't register on my end over here. I'm like, okay.
Yep. That's exactly. And Jeff didn't do anything wrong there. I mean, in fact, he did the right thing by not pulling up in front of the field. That's just one of those iRacing things.
Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, Brenna? How you doing out there? Popping in saying, yo, what's up, yo? Yeah, yo, it's been a good race so far. And we should pick it back single file again.
Yep, they didn't get a whole lap, but I don't think. And I think the sprints will stay single file, though.
Okay. And flag, see Reinhardt gets a good jump, but they're back at it again for that second place. And you see Chapman's going to instantly go down low, and Snook's going to go with him down there. He's going to ride in his tire tracks, as meanwhile Boydell's going to hang up for the top side. Here comes Shreves along in the back there. They're 3 wide behind him. The battle's on for about second place so far.
Oh, big wreck in the straightaway there.
Yeah, I see that. And
No caution, though.
no caution yet, but let's go back on the real quick on the Malcolm Mills. It looks like Gary Pomerlee was involved in it. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay and see he was involved in it. They were 4 wide in front of him. Oh, just him and another machine got together. Looks like Alex Uber, and well, he got off the track real quick. It's probably why the caution didn't come out. But I'm gonna tell you what, the other week in one of our series there, John, real quick, man, I'm gonna tell you what, iRacing, the flag man, he must have fell asleep in half those races because we had cars sitting on the track and no cautions were flying.
I think
was
that
crazy.
was at Williams Grove last week. I know one that I was in, but I exited like he did off real quick. But there was a couple that I couldn't believe that after watching the replay, I could not believe that they didn't flag.
Absolutely crazy. Right now, good battle going on for 4th and 5th place spot. Randy Shreves. Well, we got a battle for the lead. Here comes Chapman.
Oh, big
Well,
one.
you got
though.
about 3 or 4 cars up there, and then you got lap traffic involved too. And caution.
first
Oh, that's
one.
loaded up. Jeff Flaro. Oh, unfortunately, it's going to Malcolm Mills replay. See what happens. He's up top on that wall. And him and the red machine just hooked tires, and folks, that's just a. Oh, then he got obliterated.
Yeah.
Who that was? It came in late. Just kind of just knocked him out.
Both Gary Taylor and Jeff Flaro kind of going for the same spot there, and then once they're turned in the corner, those guys that commit, once you commit to where you're going in the corner, I know we've said this 100 times.
Can't stop.
Cars, don't stop. And if you do slam on the brakes, it's not going to matter. You're going to slide into them anyway. It's like, if you slam on your brakes when you're on ice, you lose steering inputs, everything else. You're just going to go where the momentum takes you, and that's really what happened here.
Oh, absolutely. Unfortunately, and again, we go back to these are pretty much, you might as well say, open-wheeled style cars, just like what an Indy car would be. So you get those tires together, they're going to lock up real easily. Not like what you'll see maybe tomorrow night with some of the big blocks, small blocks, and the late models. You can bang up a little bit. As we go back green, Reinhardt gets that good jump out front because, boy, he knows Chapman right down the bottom side is actually got that bottom groove working pretty good.
Yeah, he sure does. And that's what I said. If you get that bottom, you hit it right, you can be quick down there.
There we go. Chapman looking strong down the bottom so far. Only one that I see trying to utilize it, but here he goes. Going to put a slide job move on the inside of our leader, Reinhardt. He's there.
Yeah, he is. He is just carrying so much momentum into the corner. And all that made Reinhardt indecisive about where he went there.
Yes, it did. So far, and here comes Snook. Says, I'll put my nose into the picture.
Yeah, almost 3 wide coming out of 3 here. We got ourselves a race.
We do.
Oh, now you got a slow car right coming out of 2.
We'll have to see if that's going to actually put this one up. Man, I tell you what, Chapman had to move up, almost clipped the nose of Snook, but he had to make a quick move real quick there.
Yeah, they did a really good job of missing him. That's tough when you got a guy coming out of the pits. That's why Jeff Flaro didn't do that earlier, because of that very scenario there. That's tough to get up the speed with those cars catching you that quick.
Absolutely. Well, Snook right now looking pretty strong. He's going to try to dive it down on the inside, riding here with him, as he's going to just go straight to the lead and try to take it. Good slide job, but he's going to lose all kind of momentum.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to hurt him too bad, because he's going to keep momentum over here in 1 and 2. But you see Reinhardt slide up there and be able to regain that lead. But here we go again.
These guys are at each other right now, back and forth. Top dogs up front. You got Snook, Reinhardt, Chapman. I don't know who's going to win this race between these. Oh, caution now.
Yeah,
Schaefer
Trevor
around.
Yeah, we got Trent Verstraeten on this side and the front straightaway there.
Now, let's ride along here with Schaefer. See what happened. It said he was involved in it. Oh, Trent did a slide job, lost momentum. Schaefer got in the back of him and then just kind of sent straight and upside down.
Yeah, that's, when you do a slide job, the funny thing is it's dancing, and it takes two to tango. When you pull up like that in front of somebody, the guy behind you has two, if you do it right, the guy has two options. He can either lift or he can go ahead and plan to cross you over. If he doesn't do either one of those things, that's what happens. And you have the right to stay in the throttle. You do. But it's, it can be detrimental to your race there, and Trump, paid the price there for that.
Absolutely. Well, Reinhardt, though, loves it because it puts him back in the lead. Snook there in second. Chapman in third. Those three guys, though, were tearing it up front. Pace truck's back in, and Reinhardt's going to try to get away from those guys for the moment. Snook there in second. Look like they go down low again here on that bottom lane.
Yeah, it looks like Reinhardt got definitely had the advantage, but now we got another one over in turn 2.
Oh, Schaefer again. And Hallworth. But let's go ahead and see the Malcolm Mills and see what happened here. Replay. See Schaefer. Oh, looks like Hallworth got sideways and almost lost it. And again, I was just thinking Schaefer, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, that one there was tough. He definitely got a little loose there in the slick. And once you do that, that momentum stops. The guy behind you he does exactly what you're supposed to do in that very scenario. He hit him. There's nothing else you can do. Absolutely.
All right. Getting down here to closing laps here. And Reinhardt's just trying to... He right now is just trying to hold off a hard charging Snook and Chapman. Those two guys have just been ground pounding it up front.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing these guys get back at it. There's only 4 laps to go here too, so they've got to get on it. So they've got to do it here.
Pace truck's in.
Green flag.
Green flag. You see Chapman was able to hold with Snook, but Reinhardt's able to take off. Now those two guys are going to go up top. Chapman's going to look down to the inside. Oh, a little wiggle up there for Reinhardt. Here comes Snook.
Oh, yeah, he got a real nice slide, but here he comes, cross right back over.
That might be the move right there he's going to need to do. Coming out of 4. We're going to see white flag one more time here tonight.
Oh, Reinhardt got really loose coming off of 2. That's gonna hand it to Lane.
Well, Chapman's down low, though. Oh, drag race off the line. It's going to be Snook for the win. Chapman in second, Reinhardt third. What a finish to that one.
Wow.
Wow, that was a good race.
Yeah, it was. And boy, I tell you, Reinhardt's going to be kicking himself for that exit at turn 2 where he just killed his speed down the back, and both those guys got around him there.
Man, what a finish to this one.
That was a good race.
If we can't get a couple of them up here, and we'll get a word with them. What are we looking for here? No Chapman, way down here at the bottom. I don't think Reinhardt in here. No Snooker couple. We'll bring up second place man Chapman. Let's get a word with him while we wait on the other.
Blake Chapman, this is John Hine up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Hey, man, nice podium position tonight. And, man, you guys were just knifing each other out there. Walk me through those last few laps.
Man, I tell you, I was having a lot of fun out there, whether I won it or not. It's probably the most fun I've had in these things on a Wednesday night so far yet. But, yeah, David, he was committed to the top there, it seemed, at the end, and I knew Lane was going to go for it with the sliders, so I was hoping that he was going to hold him up enough, and then I would have a chance there on the final turn to get him on the bottom, but the bottom just quite wasn't fast enough. So anyway, it was super fun, and congrats to Lane on going and getting that win.
Did you see at that last corner there where Reinhardt got loose coming out of 2 there? That's really what gave you the advantage over in 3 and 4. Were you able to see that? And if you were, did you consciously try to do something there to take advantage of it?
Yeah, I saw him get a little loose, but the game plan was to go to the bottom, and I tried to dive it in as hard as I could. And I think I had to check up a little bit for him, but I think that's really what screwed him up at the end, was getting loose coming off. So I'm just speechless, man. That was a terrific run. I'm sure it looked great on the broadcast.
I bet that was a heck of a lot of fun, because I can tell you that was probably one of the most entertaining races that we've watched all season. So thank you for that. Anybody want to give a quick shout out to here for the second place finish?
Yeah, I got to thank my parents, grandparents, and Steve Bixler, everybody who watches and supports. I got to thank my team, Wide Open Motorsports, and all of our sponsors, BB7 Setups, Giddings Mobile Repair, and Stevenson Family Performance. And I got to thank you guys for putting on this broadcast.
Hey, thank you very much. Once again, that's Blake Chapman, second place finisher.
Yeah, Blake coming home, and I guess we're going to go ahead and jump up here to our winner here tonight. Lane, Joy in the booth, you got a copy? Lane, Joy in the booth, got a copy?
Yep.
Well, Lane, I tell you what, man, it was Slide Job City happening up there. That thing was definitely hooked up, but you were able to take the high line and hold off in a good move there at the end. How was the race and how was the track?
Yeah, there at the end, I saw he did a slider line in 1 and 2 on that one restart, the second one to the end. So I figured if I could get a run up top in 1 and 2 and the next restart, and then I can slide him in 3 and 4, and that's what happened.
Well, it definitely worked. I mean, it was awesome. So how does the 305 feel tonight as opposed to last week to you?
I don't know. It's pretty much the same setup and everything. I think this week might have been a little bit easier, actually. I don't think the track was as worn off.
Right. I know John said they did a little bit of update. That's why I was asking you on the side of iRacing as far as when the 305s. But and it looked like a fun race. You guys definitely were up there just battling, beating each other to death up there. How'd you pull the victory off here tonight? You got anybody you want to thank for that 305 win?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Velocity Designs, Vanderbilt Racing, Jesse, Brandon, Moonen, Goldener, Lacey, JP, Fitzy, Third Doctor Trucking, Bio.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagner Brothers, you guys for the broadcast, C2C Racing League, Universal Settlement Service, Stack on Howard Associates, Keystone Lines, KKP, Keister Recording Products, Fox's Pizza Den, Mexico Ridge Beef Farm, Snoop Dirt Designs, Lowy Hatchery, and Fitzy's Perfect Photography.
I'll tell you what, and the list goes on. There's his man, Lane Snook, bringing it home in an exciting finish here tonight. Folks, don't go anywhere. We got 360 wing sprints coming up here. We'll be right back here in a few.
Cool-Ray has always been a leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Cool-Ray lifetime parts and labor warranty at coolray.com. Cool-Ray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
All right, welcome back, folks. Just get set here. Roll out here. Got some practice time here tonight for our SBGC pre-race show. SBGC 3D printing pre-race show, that is. Definitely check out Tom Taylor and Company as we're moving on over to our Pit Stop Podcast qualifying session here. If you just missed that 305 race, you need to go back and watch that one because it was electric. Awesome looking guys out there, and they were putting some good slider moves on each other. Racing this one, John?
Nope, I'm not. I'm just tooling around the track ready for you.
Let's we're gonna go on board with John because we got some good updates that happened this week. We heard it on the 305s, but these are the 360 wing sprints. A lot more power than what they were before. So let's go on board here with John. He's going to try to explain to us maybe what some of the areas that these guys are going to have to look out for.
Yeah, with those updates, one thing it is, it's put a little bit of throttle control back to a premium here. We got a little extra torque with the cars. It's cutting through the air a little bit, so you've got to drive them, get back up on the wheel compared to what we were just even a week ago. I can tell you, late in the night, though, right up here, this is where the action's going to happen. You're going to have guys up here that are just rolling this really well. You're going to have guys that are going to be all the way down here and then want to make a slide job, which means they're going to come all the way back up and try to get in front of that guy to make a pass. We just saw it in the 305. And the big catch is once you get to here, how much speed do you scrub off? Because if you scrub too much speed off right here, the guy that you slide in front of is just going to turn his car down the hill, cross you back over. That's when we say that's a crossover move. Then he gets a massive run down this straightaway and is able to pass the guy that tried the slide job, get back down here and just return the favor, slide right back up. We saw guys do this on both ends, swap them lap after lap after lap. We also saw a lot of guys get into trouble though, moving around on the track. And then again, I just keep seeing this week in and week out here because this track is so wide in the corners. Guys are moving around in the corners here, and this is where I think we're seeing a lot of our cautions. And this is going to be one of the things for us to watch is if you get in these corners and if you go up a half a lane, there could be a guy here. You go down a half a lane, there could be another guy here. This track is wide and you can run all over. So I totally expect to see much of the same here. And then the one other thing before we get to the end of the queue here is I think we may see one or two guys chance it down here. And when you see that track slicked up and there's such a thin line, you've got to get this close to the wall. Every bit as close as those guys up top to that top wall. You got to be down here on this wall, keeping the car straight. If you get that back end out even just a little bit farther up like this, it gets in the slick. You're going to break your momentum and have a tough time getting this launch right off here of corner exit.
There you go. That puts us over here to our heat race number 1, Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. That's right. They got 37 years of these 360 wing sprints here tonight. And if you've not check them out at EmpireSuperSprints.com and visit them on Facebook and Twitter because they got a lot of great drivers from the Northeast U.S. to Canada. Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. We got Barry Goldner out front. Kevin Fry going to start second. Jamie McCarron third. Lane Snook fourth. Jeffrey Barker in fifth. Greg Parmalee in sixth. Roger Craig seventh. And John's not racing.
Nah, they're still too fast.
That's just too fast. I hear you. Okay.
Too dangerous.
Well, remember, top 4 automatically go to the feature. Rest of them going to have to run that alphabet.
Yeah, and these guys are going to, when they stand on it here, they're going to go. So those guys that were just in those 305s, I went out for just a little bit of practice, took a couple laps myself, and as soon as I got in the throttle, it wasn't a reaction of, I've got a little more power. It was one of those where it almost felt like it pushed me right back in the seat. You could, big difference here power-wise. So when they start, they're going to be on it right away.
Vic out there says he's out here in spirit. Say, good luck, fellas. Hope you're having fun out there, Vic. So let us know.
Yeah, Nick Vickery, I said it earlier, I think he's got his priorities a little out of whack here. He's he should be here running. But anyway, hope he has fun out there in Charlotte. He's watching the real
thing now.
Yeah, and I needle him out of jealousy because I'm sure most everybody in this room that isn't near the Charlotte area would, if they had the opportunity to go down there, watch the World Finals, they'd take it. So, you know.
Well, now, I'm only 45 minutes away from that track, and I'm here.
Yeah, but the finals I don't think start till tomorrow. Nicholas went up to, I think, see family early. So
yeah.
But
so, I'll be here tomorrow too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have choices. I mean, I can't complain. I was fortunate enough to get up to Knoxville this year and go watch the 360 Nationals, and I might even end up over at the Dome here for the dirt race here to go watch Larson and Bell, go at each other in the midgets. So, but anyway, we're
take
rolling
some
out.
pictures, Vic. Man, I want to see what it looks like crowd-wise and stuff there. And definitely check them out on Facebook and whatnot. I'd like to see some pictures down there, because that is kind of maybe something that. I've been in a lot of drag races and stuff, but I've watched NASCAR since way back in the 80s, early 80s, but I have never been to a NASCAR race. I've watched dirt racing. I've never been to a dirt race. Been to Bowman Gray. The Bowman Gray is only about 25 minutes from where I'm at, but yeah, I need to get down there and check that thing out one.
Yeah, as these guys get ready to come to green, I know even Steven Spies and I both have talked about carpooling over there and going to it. So who knows? But here we go, man. I'm excited. That last race, this one's gonna be tough to live up and beat that one. That was exciting.
Well, absolutely. Heat race 1, Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. Cars come to life. They're already trying to fan them out here 4 wide for the lead up front. Only one car can get that though.
Yeah, right now Lane's trying to figure out what lane to go in. Look low, came back up to the middle. Just trying to figure out the quick way around right now.
Maybe he's just going to sit there. Oh, Fry on the wall. He just got a little bit out of shape, and that thing just shot up the track and then Snooks.
Oh, Lane!
Wow, I don't know what happened there on Snooks' part, but in the wall.
Yeah, it looked like McCarron came up the track to take a wide entry into 3 and just clipped him. That goes back to that awareness thing that I was mentioning. When you're moving around the track, you've got to know where guys are, or you're going to get yourself or get them in trouble.
Wow. And you see McCarron right now, slide job there, and boy, I tell you what, Goldner put that thing right back on his back tail tank. Going to see if he can't push him around the track. Wasn't able to do a crisscross on him. Meanwhile, back here in the 3rd and 4th place spots, you got Barker and Parmerly. They're battling for 3rd and 4th. And Craig's outside looking in going, maybe one of them a wreck.
Yeah, well, it looks like Roger's going to have company there here before long, too, for that 5th spot. But right now, Roger's going to be in a real good spot for that B if he can hang on to this. He's only got a couple laps more to go. But that battle for 4th might open the door for Craig. Those guys are really going at it with Jeff Barker and Greg Parmalee.
Yeah, Barker up there taps the wall a little bit, but he is tearing up the back end of Parmalee, trying to get around him and take that 3rd place spot. You talk about it week in and week out, getting greedy. Right now, he is definitely greedy to want that and see if he can get any more. Up, white flag, here we go. McCarron out front. It's a battle for 3rd and 4th. They keep this up, they might end up not being in it.
Yeah, they are going real hard at it, but it looks like they're going to cross the finish line like that and move on.
It'll be McCarron, Goldner, Parmalee, Barker. Heat race number 2, Super Dirt Car Series, the premier big block series. That, folks, I'm going to tell you, if you're not checked out these guys from the Northeast side of things, from the U.S. to Canada, they got a lot of great drivers. Check them out on Facebook and online with the ground-pounding, earth-shattering sound of the big blocks from the Super Dirt Car Series. You've got Bob DeGood out front, Kyle Moonen there in 2nd, Trent was straightened up in 3rd, Stephen Goldner in 4th, Brian Dickens 5th, Steven Bixler 6th, Mike Kremer 7th, Stephen Goldner there 7th, Chad Cote, haven't seen him in a while, around out the 8th place spot.
Yeah, Chad usually runs with us Monday night up in the Renegades class, so
like 2
he's got to be.
Though Stephen Goldner and Cote didn't agree.
Yeah, it looked like Goldner is trying to connect. It looked like he got booted from the server from the infamous incoming packet loss. So, but you know what? He's capable of coming to the back of any field and winning a race. So it'll be entertaining to watch him because he's going to probably have to go through the alphabet soup now to make the show.
Absolutely. Well, we know guys up front here, we've got Moonen, Straighten, and you got the Good up there, along with Bixler's. Remember, the top 4 go instantly to the feature. The rest of them will run those constellation-style races later on. Here we go. Pace trucks pulling them around.
Almost seems unfair to put Kyle Moonen on a front row. But Trent Verstraeten there in the second row, you know, he had a tough race last one, so he's going to be looking to redeem himself. Right now, getting a good spot here would go a long way to doing that.
Green flag. Heat race number 2, Super Duke Car Series. You see the Good gets a good jump out front, though. Up top, here comes Moonen around the outside. Verstraeten's going to see if he can't split him and go to the inside down low. Meanwhile, Bixler's back there saying he has other plans. He wants third place.
Yeah, right now the third or second through about fifth is right under a blanket, 2x2, and 3 out of the 4 of them are going to transfer. So one of those guys are going to get left out at this point.
Dickens right now takes it to the high side, takes over to the 4th place spot. Verstraeten not been able to make anything work down low as he falls back to outside looking in. Now he's going to put a slider to the inside, see if he can't make it move. Actually, excuse me, that's actually Bixler and Dickens right there in front of it. So maybe Verstraeten will sit back here and go, maybe one of them guys will make a mistake up front.
Yeah, right there it was too. Bixler kind of slid up there and broke both their momentum, and Trent Verstraeten there crossed him over and got to slide up and then kind of put himself in that 4th position.
You got Dickens right here, though, and you got Verstraeten up high. That's a battle for the final transfer spot. Is Verstraeten going to be able to get it? He's up top, Dickens down low. You also got Bixler in the mix there, almost a little contact.
Yeah, that's boy, they're going at each other, but right now it looks like Trent now is going to go back into 3rd, but crossover, Bixler's coming back at him.
Yep, might open up the doors. Verstraeten goes up into the wall a little bit, and it did for Dickens. That's what he wanted to see, and that might be something we have to keep an eye on here coming into our featuring later on as the white flag flies.
Yeah, it looked like Trent was trying to give Steven Bixler a little bit of extra room because Bixler was coming up the track and kind of caught that wall a little bit right there, but he's back in the transfer spot.
Man, look at that smooth move there for Verstraeten to take the final transfer as you got Moonen, the Good, Bixler, and Verstraeten all in the top 4. What a race that was. That's going to push us over here. Heat race number 3, the World of Sports. Folks, if you've not checked out the World of Sports podcast, come out and relax, laugh, and just have a good time with Mike and Rod. They dive into that crazy world of the wonderful, exciting, crazy world of sports. They have a lot of guests and current events and topics going on, so definitely check out the World of Sports podcast here. We've got Nathan Aldridge out front, Brian Moore Jr. in 2nd, Joe Halter in 3rd, Jeff Flero in 4th, Bob Everton in 5th, and Gary Taylor 6th, Jeffrey Kemper 7th, and Zach Chapman rounds out the 8th place. We're in top 4, go straight to that feature. And the way it's been going, I don't know who's going to win this thing because these guys are just mixing it up.
Yeah, but I know who I'm going to root for. I know as an announcer you should never root, but Jeff Kemper is in this race, and it's so good to see him back out. His son had open heart surgery,
Yes.
over the last week, and he's out now and on the road to recovery, and, that's such a great thing, and we wish him a speedy recovery. So if his son is watching there, we've been thinking about you all week. We're glad to see you out. We do hope you have a nice, speedy recovery. And it's like I said, we're real good to see Jeff back out here. So I want to see Jeff go, just shotgun this field and get up there and take this win here.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, thoughts, prayers out there for his son. Always hate to hear that, and it's sad, but it's a good thing that he's out and he's doing okay. Like I said, if you've not been, kind of keeping up with what's going on, his son, like I say, unfortunately had to have open heart surgery, but he's out of the hospital and doing better. And Kemper's back out here, so maybe take his mind off of it just a little bit and have a little bit of fun, relax, Sometimes that can be unfortunately a bearing on you. So we'll have to see what happens here in our heat race number 3. Pace trucks in, green flag flies. We're racing.
Yeah, as hard as everybody's been pushing all night, who knows, everybody might wreck themselves and be an easy time there. But once again, here they are almost, we got 2 right in front of them there, but those guys are 3 wide for 2nd now.
Yeah, Halter hangs on to that final transfer spot, but he's looking to the inside there of Aldridge. Out front, Moore Jr.'s got it. You got Flero, Aldridge, Halter, and a battle for the lead. Kemper, meanwhile, is one spot out looking. So if those guys get up there and get a little bit of antsy, he could very much punch his ticket straight into that feature.
Yeah, and he's starting to move up the track, is what he needs to do. Right now, you've got to just rim ride here. That seems to be the quickest line, maybe even just a little bit of a slider line. But, he's watching up there, and there goes Jeff Flero for the lead, the slide job on Brian Moore Jr. So they're not laying back down there, yeah.
Here comes a crisscross back from Moore Jr. He tried it, not able to get it. The momentum gets broke on him halfway. As you see, Flero takes a beautiful slide line right there into the turn and out. As Moore Jr. is going to lose a little bit of ground. Nathan, meanwhile, sitting back in third. Halter hanging on to fourth. Kemper's trying to see if he can't close that gap in on between him, fourth and fifth place spot.
Yeah, these guys are singled out here a little bit. Now, I would tell you, I got a little bit of breathing room between, Brian Moore's got a little bit of breathing room between himself and Nathan there, and he's kind of losing touch with Jeff. Right now, I might try a different line in a corner just to see.
Yeah, I'm with you. Why not search around, but white flag out?
Yeah, Jeff had that's kind of 3 and 4. He's just killing everybody going through 3 and 4 there. Nice job, though.
It's going to be Flero, Moore, Aldridge, and Halter. Top 4. But it pulls us over here, too. Good heat race there, folks. As that puts us in the heat race number 4. Gambler Motorsports. That's right. He's the iRacing Esports team. And they love doing all kinds of racing here on the iRacing platform. They do dirt, road, oval, about anything that you'd like. Check them out on Facebook at Gambler Motorsports. Great esports racing team. And if you like books too, they got a great book club going on also. So they are diversified. We got Joe Canellis out front, Blake Chapman in second, Brian Moore Sr. there in third, Randy Streeve starting in fourth, John Rayner fifth, Boydell in sixth, Ryan Carlissi there in seventh, and Nicholas Shell is in eighth. Finally got to talk about your book club.
Yeah, I'm currently pretty deep into a book on the history of the NFL. It's pretty interesting. But
there you go.
These guys, I tell you, they've been watching. The Heat 4 is a long time. You've been sitting here chomping at the bits now. So the funny thing is, these guys are probably a little more anxious than the guys in Heat 1 or Heat 2. They're ready to go racing.
Absolutely. Remember, top 4 go instantly to the feature. Makes life a little bit easier when you got that one-way ticket into the feature here tonight.
Yes.
Check out all the action on c2crl.com for all your information on what's going on with the Cool Rays Coast to Coast Racing League here. And hit those likes and shares. Live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network on YouTube, also Network on Facebook. Green flag. Heat race 4 underway here. Excuse me. As out front, Canellis, Chapman. Look at Chapman. He was going to try to take the wall down and try to get it. Oh, wreck already.
Wow. Yeah, that just opened the door for a lot of guys to walk into the A.
Wow, yeah. Carlissi right there in the fourth place spot. Shell up in third, Moore Sr. Now has got some breathing room. Battle on for third and fourth right now. And the nearest guy to them is going to be Rayner because Canellis, Shrees, and Bourdelle all got involved in that huge pileup.
Yep, and it looked like that was the case again. Awareness when you turn down in the corner like that, you've got to know where guys are. It's tough to do. It's easy to lose them. So not putting blame on any one guy, but these heat races, when everybody's under a blanket, you got to know where people are at. But now we've got a battle here. They kind of stretched the top 3 out. But third and fourth for that transfer position, they're pretty close to each other on the track here. So we'll see if it tightens up and we get a race out of it.
We do. You've got Shell right there. We'll see, though, if that word, Joe, is. And he did. He got up there and caught the tire. Wow. I was going to say, was he going to be a little patient? But the next thing you know, boom, got up on that tire. And luckily, Rayner is a little further off than or he's further back than what he would like. And then, well, never mind. Now he's not.
Well, here comes Randy Shreves, and he is fast. So we'll see if he can get down that fourth position. He's got a lap and a half to do it. So I think he's going to get there. We'll see if he gets around him. I think he's looks quick enough that I know. Oh yeah, he pulled right up on him.
White flag one more time. Can he get it? Well, I'll tell you what. He's there. He's going to have 2 more turns to get it done. Can he put the slider on the inside, and can he make it stick? Or is the outside got the momentum? No. Treves hangs on the 4th.
Yeah.
Alyssa 3rd, more 2nd. Chapman there rounds out. What a good run.
Yeah. That's excellent. Not to give up on it. Just, kind of pin your ears back and go after it. But now we go to the B feature.
Oh, we got a B?
Got a B.
Okay. Well, that's Chip Banger Racing, folks. Right. Bang the chip. Rip the lip here. Chip Banger Racing. B main here tonight. Roger Craig out front. Brian Dickens there in 2nd. Jeffrey Kemper 13. Nicholas Shell 15. My bad. Jeffrey Kemper in 3rd. Nicholas Shell starting in 4th. Kevin Fry in 5th. Mike Cranmer there in 6th. Gary Taylor starting in 7th. John Rayner 8th. Lane Snook in 9th. Stephen Goldner in 10th, Bob Evertson 11th, TJ Boydell 12th, Chad Cote 13th, Zach Chapman 14th, Joe Canellis 15th, and maybe they were listening to us on the broadcast. Put 15 cars out here.
Yeah, that's the case, and I tell you what, you look at some of those names that are on the outside looking in. They're going to take 8 here, and starting 9th is Lane Snook, and starting 10th is Stephen Goldner, and everybody knows who those guys are by now. Those guys are capable of winning the feature tonight and everything else. So those guys are going to come through this pack here. I have to think and make some hay here. And they're going to try because they want to start as far up as what they can for that A main. But we're going to send some guys home here. Looks like we got to take the top 8, and I just need to count them up here.
That's not bad, taking the top 8 as opposed to, like, let's say, okay, we're going to take the top 4. That's really, really a hard pill to swallow when you got this many. It looks like Cote and Chapman did not grid up. So
it looks like 13. So about 5 guys are going to go home here.
Like you said, back there, I mean, you got to look at some names. Specifically there, Boydell, Canellis, Snook, Goldner. They are outside looking in. Can they get to those 1 spots needed? As we're gonna say it. Captain 747, Mr. Jumbo Bass Man himself, Roger Craig's out front.
Yeah, and this track has gotten a lot slicker now, and so remember, these cars are handling maybe just a little bit different than they did even a week ago. So they've got to figure this out and figure it out in a hurry. There's not many laps here to get this done.
Page trucks in.
Green flag, green flag.
Checkup on the front, but Roger gets a good jump out there along with Dickens. If they stay stacked up, let's go back here to that 8th place spot because they're already 2 and 3 wide. Rayner has it. Snook's outside looking in. Just got to be a little patient until everything gets spreaded out a little bit. But here comes, we'll say that's Taylor and company as Snook takes the 8th place spot and car around. That's Brian Kemper. Wow. And more cars around.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just really, really close racing there.
Oh, that hurts. Meanwhile, up front, Dickens is long gone. Craig hanging on to 2nd. Goldner, here he comes up into 3rd place, and Snook has just moved all the way to the 4th place spot. Now he just needs to think about it because he's got a little breathing room. Shell right there in 5th. And behind him, a pretty good battle going on between Cranmer and Evertson. And Roger Craig upside down. Ouch.
Now that's
but the good news is he's still in 7th.
Yeah, I was going to say he needs to get it going. Look and see who's running 8th now.
Well, here's the thing. Let me throw this out to you here, John. Canellis is in 8th. Everybody else is in the pits.
Yeah, that's why, if you ever get in trouble with these, as soon as that car gets done towing, you get back out on the track.
Yeah, and then at this point, though, I mean, Craig did the right thing, not instantly tow it and go straight into the pits. If it's not damaged, it's still going straight because that's good heads up on him because everybody else, even once they get back on the track, are going to be several laps down.
Yeah, a group of them just came out with Kevin Fry, John Rayner, and Jeffrey Kemper. So
what I want to say on this is they're several laps down, so they're going to need help So as
Yep.
long as Craig can keep that thing going straight and running, hey, he's going to make the show.
Yeah, I think, Roger, if he gets by the start-finish line right here, you're in the show. I think there are too many laps behind to make it up.
Good heads up on his end to keep aware of what's going on around him and whatnot, because he very well could have just towed that thing and went straight into the pits, but to stay out. Meanwhile, up front, it's Dickens, white flag. He's coming out of 4. He's going to win it here. Snoop's going to come home and sack it. And you're going to see Canellis is going to bring it home in that final 8th spot as Craig is in 7th, Kremer 6th, Odell 5th, Sheldon 4th, Goldner 3rd. Be right back, folks. We're going to get a word from a couple of our sponsors. Don't go anywhere.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
All right, folks, welcome back here as we're getting set to get these guys wound up. We're going to grid them up here tonight. Man out front, Jamie McCarron puts it on pole. Kyle Mooner there in second. Jeff Flero third. Blake Chapman in fourth. Barry Goldner in fifth. Bob DeGood in sixth. Excuse me, sorry about that. That's we got Brian Moore Jr. in seventh, Senior in eighth, Palmer there in ninth, and Stephen Bixler in 10th. As let's get these guys wound up here and rolling. About the Rumble for a feature. All right, folks, I hope you're ready. Because if not, batten down the hatches. This is about to get exciting. Those guys put on a show through the heat races and through the B main, the 305, but we got the Wing 360s here. Start of it. We're going to crank these boys up here. Dylan Westbrook Racing, along with the Icon Restart. Feature time. Cool-Rays coast to coast. Pace cars in. Let's get it done. Lap one underway. Everybody clean and green right now. Out front, Kyle Moonen is the man looking smooth, but you go back in the back of this pack around 15th, 16th place spot. We got a caution out, but they were 2 and 3 wide. Looks like Brian Dickens. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened to Dickens, because he was back there. They were 4 wide in front of him. Yeah, 4 wide, 3 wide. Oh, he just got up there and got in the side of another machine and then flipped it right on over, unfortunately.
Yeah, Lane came down off the top there a little bit. Brian kind of moved up just a little bit. That's just 2 guys going for the same spot. Same theme of the night, that awareness. You got to know guys around you. But right in front of them, they were 4 wide. So it's tough to keep track of stuff like this one. You got 4 wide in front of you. Look like you.
All right. Hopefully you're going to stay with us because that Discord kind of was going wacky in a minute.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it does every time. Now better now. Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be, interesting to see if these guys can hang on. I mean, you're 4 wide back there. You could do it here at Eldora. I mean, you could take a 5 wide here. It's wide enough of a track, especially with the wing sprints. I mean, maybe some other cars, maybe not. But with these wing sprints, you're able to do it. But with the way we've seen the racing tonight, I don't know if I would advise it for too long.
No, you can do it, but you can't change lanes. Everybody has to stay in the lane they're in to make it work. So one guy changes lanes.
That's the hard part.
That's the hard part, especially as slick as it is, because now you can see that slick almost from the top to the bottom. So as we get ready for the start here, this is going to be interesting to see how this thing shakes out moving forward.
Yeah, going single file, Moonen and company up front. Here and there, pace trucks in, green flag, bring it back here, Icon restart, and we get a good start on it too, as Laro's going to look to the inside for that second place spot. He wasn't able to make the slide job, but who's that up into the wall? That's McCarron in the wall.
Oh, everybody's doing a good job of missing him too.
Wow. Yeah, just unfortunate right there. McCarron just caught the wall with the wheel, and from there it's just like a magnet.
Yeah, right rear, especially when you catch the wall with that. He did it coming out of turn 2, and you're a passenger more times than not, just like what Jamie was right there.
Yeah, it is. I know Moonen's liking it so far. He's out front. He don't want to get that Flaro up there to his back bumper.
No, Kyle wants it just to keep it, the track open in front of him. And then Kyle is tough on restarts too. He's not the guy that does the same thing every restart. So it's tough to kind of guess where he's going to fire or how he's going to fire, all that kind of stuff. So Jeff Flaro is going to have his work cut out for him to maintain a good distance to him as they come to green.
Well, the one thing about it is, Moonen definitely is firing on all 8 cylinders right now.
Yeah, and look behind him though. You got Blake Chapman sitting back there in 3rd, and you got another Goldner there in 4th, and then you got the 2 Moores in 5th and 6th there. So, all these guys all got the same goal, and that's get up there and take that 1st place.
I always want to wonder, man, if they ever take these things over to electric, what are we going to say? They're going to fire on all 8 batteries or something? I mean, hey.
Good thought.
I mean, hey, yeah, true. It's coming. Give it another 10 or 15 years. It'll be there. Green flag, Moonen out front, and here comes Flaro. He's going to try that inside lane, though. He's been doing it all night.
Yeah, and when he did it, he got in that slick, and now it's going to cost him second place there.
Oh, in the back, though. Looks like the yellow flag out. I'm not quite sure. I think that might. Oh, it's Bixler upside down.
Yeah, Bixler. Looks like Randy Shee's got a piece of that. And,
Going on a Malcolm Mills replay and check it out here. Bixler upside down. He's right there on the restart. Everybody's single file in the back. He's in that purple and white machine. He gets started. It looks like he spun the tires a little bit. Rear and got out from under him. Went up high.
And Randy came up there and kind of finished him off. But it kind of looked like even Randy. I'm only guessing, but it looks like maybe he expected him maybe to move up the track a little bit coming out of the corner, and he didn't. So, you know, sometimes you got to do that. You got to guess what the other guy's doing, and sometimes you guess wrong. Anybody that's driven a race car at any point in time has probably done the same thing. So, just kind of one of those racing deals.
What's that old physics saying? Is it two objects can't occupy the same space or something?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Hey, we need some young guys up here. They'll be able to. What's up, John? How you doing out there? Doug, what y'all doing? How are you? Happy Wednesday. That's right. It is Wednesday tonight. Hometown Heroes Wednesday. A&J Custom Creations Hometown Heroes. That is. I like it. Dirt track racing. Good to see everybody out there. We are enjoying it because, again, I didn't even know they did an update, but whatever this update is, it has made the racing definitely exciting. As we go back green here, Laro's going to try one more time if he can get up there on Moonin. Moonin's liking a restart, but man, they are flirting with disaster with that wall up there.
Yep, they are every lap, and they're going to every lap. That's the fastest way around. If I was out there right now, that's exactly where I'd be.
You got the Moore gang back here, junior, senior, running kind of side by side with Barry Goldner in the mix. Right behind them,
we got a battle for the lead.
Yeah, battle for the lead. I think, man, just battles all over the place.
Yeah, Floro just tried a slide job there, but yeah.
McCarron. Back on the Malcolm Mills replay. He's 3 wide. He's down there in the bottom. 2 wide now. They got that separate. Oh, just a little contact between him and another little car. And he thought it was going to flip over, but he was able to save it.
Yeah, I don't even think the 2 cars touched. It's just kind of that looked kind of weird, actually.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Got you a new Chromebook. Uh-oh, okay. Man's got some new technology out there. I know you like looking on the, watching on the iPads and phones and stuff like that. John Marine. He's, I don't know if you know there, John, that's a guy, he watches a lot of races. Doesn't even have iRacing, but I'm gonna tell you what, keeps up with what's going on in iRacing a lot.
Well, cool. You know, these things are getting true to real life, so I mean, it's no different watching Flow or anything else anymore.
He has watched for years now since I've been doing the broadcast stuff, and you know, knows a lot about racing and stuff. I know he does like a blog or something too, but yeah, I mean, he doesn't have the iRacing. He loves just watching.
I'm glad he's watching us tonight. Very cool.
Absolutely. Like all the fans out there and viewers watching. Now, he'll give us a history lesson here in a minute about Eldora. He does that on the NASCAR side a lot. I don't know how much you know about dirt track racing, John. I know you know a lot about NASCAR and road racing. So let's hear some knowledge you know about the. Oh, he is the accountant here too. That's right. He gets the numbers. Let's know about some knowledge on the dirt track side of things, because John helps me out on that one. Green flag. Well, I tell you what, Mooner's liking these single file starts. It does get him out front. And Falero didn't get a good run that time, because now he's got Chapman along with him.
Yep, and that's what it goes back to what I was saying about Moon. Moon is really tough to anticipate when he starts. He's really good at mixing it up and keeping you off balance. So I bet Flarero's coming back for that second spot, though.
And this is what he wants to see. Moonin does. He wants to see those 2 guys back there putting some slide jobs on each other And it's exciting to watch. One does it, the one says, look at mine looks a little bit better. Here comes Flair in the inside. You've got battles behind him too, though. I mean, just second place. You got battles up front, middle, and the back. It's all over the field.
Yeah, Stephen Goldner and then both he and Lane Snook are just slicing and dicing through the field here.
Nice. I love it. I mean, this is I again don't know what they've done, but it has brought about some awesome racing. Oh, contact! That was Moore Jr. just came down, slammed the side of someone. Car looked like it just got a little bit shaky up top. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, give one more chance to look at it. We just caught it there real quick. Oh, he got a little sideways, and then the inside car just threw him around, and then it just fell over, and then wow. Hey, that's one way of getting the car back on four wheels.
Yeah, it looked like Moore Jr. got really loose coming out of turn 2, was doing everything he can to catch it, and just kind of ran out of room to be able to do it. He was doing a really good job of using as little space as he could to catch it. Just when you got everybody under a blanket like that, fighting that hard, there's just not the room to do it.
And this is frustrating on Chapman and Flaro's part. Now, they had a great dual battle going on between them.
Yeah.
Because one, laps winding down. I mean, they're not under caution, that is, but under the green flag, and then a caution comes out, kind of kills all their momentum that they were trying to build up. Because meanwhile, Moonen is just walking away, and then now he's going to just be able to do it one more time here if it goes single file.
Yeah, and real quick, I want to give a big shout out to Barry Goldner. He is sitting there in 4th place tonight. He's got his son behind him. Let's hope that Stephen, we'll see how much respect he gives the old man here when we go back to green. But it's really good to see Barry Goldner up there in the 4th spot here right now.
Yeah, it is. He's from Ontario.
Yep.
He's got another one in front of it. What is that? And Yatari? I don't know. Anyway, I can't pronounce some of them names, folks, up there in the Canada area, but yeah, Moonen gets that good jump out front, and here we go. Now Chapman was able to get a little bit better start that time. Laro's going to look on the inside, though. I know that's what Moonen wants, because that maybe will kind of break his momentum. Never mind, Flaro's going to fall back in the clutches of Stephen Goldner.
Yeah, a little contact there. Flaro tried to go up to maybe pinch him a little bit to break his momentum, and was just a little late getting there, and that allowed both Goldner and Lane Snook to move into 3rd and 4th now.
Well, let me say this. Goldner, Stephen, that is, if this thing stays high line and heavy, that benefits him hugely, because he loves a high line. Higher the better. You saw Snook right there get up into the wall a little bit. As caution's out, G.J. Boydell, let's go on the Malcolm Mills replay, see what happens to Boydell back here in the back. He's running a little bit by himself right there. Oh, yeah. Car slow, and just threw him into the inside wall.
Yeah, that's one of those two where, again, you're guessing with the guy in front of you, where you think he's going to wash out a little bit and just doesn't do it. So kind of a racing deal. But, Joe, we're going to have another barn burner. That's going to put those front 4, Chapman, Moonen, Lane, and Goldner up here. This is going to be a heavyweight fight, much like what we saw this last one here.
They're about to duke it out. Yeah, you're right there, John. It is Eldora. Now, and so let's break it down. Moonen pretty much, he loves the high line, but he'll run about anywhere. You've got Chapman out there is going to try to do anything he can. Goldner is more of the high line person. If he can get that inside to work, and he'll try it. Snook now, on the flip side of it, he's like, look, I understand high line might be fast, but I prefer the inside groove. So he might be the one that might try that dive down the inside along with Chapman. We'll have to see what happens here. All depending on this restart. Like you said, I mean, you've got 3. Actually, the top 5 are just a stacked names right there.
And here's the thing. If you go to make a pass and you're not successful, it's going to cost you 1, maybe 2 spots, depending on where you're on the front here. So all this has got to be in the driver's mind as they get ready to come around here to take the green flag. You're trying to make plans right now what to do at turn 1. We'll see how it shakes out here once we go green.
That's a freight train up top. All 4 of those drivers trying to figure out what they need to do. Maybe just being a little patient, trying to move in. You see Snook on the back tail tank there of Goldner. along with Chapman trying to move in on Moonen. Meanwhile, behind them, you've got a solid battle happening with Barry Goldner, Aldridge, and Verstraeten. That's about the 6th or 7th place spot.
Yeah, a couple wide there. Guys are trying to, especially back through the back of the pack there. You see guys all over, middle, bottom, top. But right now, Blake Chapman and Kyle Moonen are kind of pulling away a little bit. I know that you usually think of the draft in NASCAR.
Caution. Sorry about that. Hey, Roger Craig. Oh. To the 747. He got a little bump in the back, went into the wall, and then that thing just came out from under him. And from there, him and Steven Bixler just went around.
Yeah, and the top two you saw kind of get a little bit of a gap there. You think of drafting. That's a NASCAR term or an IndyCar term. These cars draft.
Happened to Snook.
Dirt.
Oh, okay. Slowed on the track.
Yeah, but these cars, going back to what I said, though, these cars do draft. So, if you can stay in line and do it for a lap or two, that's going to give you a little distance and, to maybe go to work here. But the laps are winding down now. Before that last restart, there was 10 laps to go, so you could be a little patient. Well,
I want to ask you a question real quick on that. And I know you know the draft, which these are short track races, or short track in a nutshell. Because even in NASCAR, short tracks draft, not a huge thing. I guess it's still there because you are running 100 mile an hour. And you are running 100 mile an hour here. With these cars, the way they're built, the draft is pretty much, trying to get to is going to be more about the wing than anything, right?
It's absolutely all about the wing and the aerodynamics. The late models have the same thing with that wedge nose on those cars.
Yeah.
You can draft an iRacing in the late models. Absolutely 100%.
And I can see that in that. The reason I asked here is, this is more open and you got that front wing. And then we've talked about before, if you lose that front wing, that's a huge disadvantage because then the air has nowhere to go. It's not going to shoot it over the top end of the wing, the big wing on top. If I'm, and I probably could be wrong, is the air actually comes across that front one, which actually in return gets shot up onto the top wing there, which is basically helps each other. And if you lose that front wing, well, it ain't got nowhere to go. Green flag.
Fleur went back down to the bottom again, and he's got to pull back up in the 5th. But now, like I said, the laps are coming down now. Let's see with the top 4. If anybody's got anything for Kyle Moonen, you got to be thinking about it now and start working on it now. But we got another caution.
Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened to Steven Bixler back here in the back. He's back there by himself, and then not quite sure what happened there. That was, I don't know.
Yeah, boy, the way that car dived around. Again, we're using electronics here. Maybe something happened with his wheel or something. Something screwy. I've had times where my Oculus, all of a sudden the Oculus, I have an update, I'll have a black screen and not know what the heck's going on. So that was another one of those just strange looking deals.
And you're right, John, you're right. A lot of action going on, and that's the thing. John was alluding to earlier tonight, saying that there was an update with these cars with the wing sprints. And you think this is exciting? We've got non-wing sprints still to come after this one. These are the 360 wing sprint. So I'm going to go out on a limb. John, correct me if I'm wrong. These are probably easier to drive than the ones that we're going to have next because they don't have the wing on them. Still same power.
These are much, much, much easier to drive. Those non-wings, those cars are beasts.
Nice.
I like them because they're hard. They're not easy. Not everybody can run them. Run them fast. Those cars are not for the faint-hearted. Absolutely.
I need a go-kart series on iRacing. That's what I need so I can race. That's about the only thing I can handle.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there like to see a karting deal happen.
Drag racing, man. I'd be all over that one. Whew. Green flag. Moonen gets a good shot out front with Chapman there in second. You see Lane now trying to move in on Goldner. It just seems like they're not able to get the start. Those two that the top two are able to get, and they're getting away. Now, what does Chapman have to do here as these laps wind down? What is he thinking about? I mean, is it too early to make that slide job?
Nope, but he's got to do it. If he's got to do it, he's got to make sure it sticks. He's inching up on him. He looks like he's faster. Yeah, it looks like Blake Chapman. Oh, we got another caution.
Caution. Randy Shreves. Go to Malcolm Mills replay. See what happened to Shreves here in the back. Oh, he just ran up on a couple cars there, and then car kind of flipped off down on the inside. Caught another one on the side there.
Yeah, there was trouble ahead of a couple cars ahead of him. It looked like they checked up, and Randy didn't see it. Sometimes it's hard to see through cars, and it happens fast. And that's kind of what that was, a little accordion effect.
And John out there in the chat, he says, it's strange to hear wing sprints and drafting in the same sentence. And true to what John was saying earlier, any racing, it doesn't really matter what it is, drafting is going to play a factor because the science behind drafting isn't so much the aerodynamic of the car. It's really the mile per hour and air and all that stuff. And if I read about it once before, they really calculate anything between 80 to 100 mile an hour. Anything over that, the draft starts to take effect on anything car-wise. Yep. And I read that somewhere, and I could be off. But anyways,
you feel it. Everybody feels it on the highway. If you ever
there you go,
you get up behind a semi going down the highway at 70 mile an hour.
Yeah, you start going back and forth, weaving and stuff. Yep. So you're right. So it does take effect now. Then you get even further into the aerodynamics of how much the draft pulls the cars. That's what you're probably referred to when you say wing sprints. They're not. These cars aren't going to pull as hard as a NASCAR car would at Talladega or something, but it's going to still be there because they are running over 100. We go back green.
Fullner, man, he had a good start there, and Chapman held him up, and now he's a couple laps to go, and it looks like Chapman is better than Moonen over in 1 and 2, and they look about even in 3 and 4.
Oh, he made a mistake right there.
Yeah, and the trouble with that, here he comes.
Yeah, is he going to be able to hold it? Moonen's going to crisscross him back over. White flag one more time. Is Moonen going to be able to get that slide job move? I think this is what Chapman's got to do in 3 and 4. Plant that thing in there and hope it sticks. And he doesn't drag race him out of 4. Final time. It's going to be Kyle Moonen. Chapman and Snook's going to sneak in there and take away the third place spot from Goldner. What a race.
That's 2 for 2 tonight, man. I like this update.
Yeah, it has brought about some good side-by-side wild style racing here. Man, I tell you what, let's see if we can't get a couple of these guys up here, get a quick word, and then we're gonna move it on over here, folks, to some 360 non-wing sprints, that is. See who we got. No Blake Chapman will be down here at the bottom. Seems like every time we turn around, we're talking to Blake Chapman. Might as well go ahead and make him might as well go ahead and make him a room in the waiting area, Chapman's area or something. While waiting on the other ones, let's bring Blake Chapman up. Second place man, let's get a word with him.
Blake Chapman, this is John Hine up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I gotcha.
Well, talking to you once again. Same bat time, same bat channel. Man, you had that one there pretty close. You look like you're better than him in 1 and 2, and you guys looked about even in 3 and 4. He had that bobble, but if he hadn't had that bobble, did you have a plan formed, or what you were going to do to try to get around him?
Yeah, the plan was to get as close as I could, and with 2 laps to go in 3 and 4, throw a slider and have him cross me over and throw it back in 1 and 2, because I thought 3 and 4 was going to be the better corner to throw the slider, and I did, and he threw it back like I expected in 1 and 2, and I think my mistake was I crossed him over a little too soon in 1 and 2, and
I thought you did, and as soon as you did it and you come down the hill, I saw that momentum just kind of lose there, but as soon as you got back to the tack, it lurched, and I thought maybe you were going to have a good chance there, but it was, it was nice to see the sportsmanship, because when you threw it over there in 3 and 4, you probably could have washed up and pinched him up there, but you raced clean, man, and that's outstanding to see.
Yeah, I don't want to do that to Kyle. He leads all race with 9 cautions. It's really tough on us drivers, and I don't want to take him out there and just waste his time pretty much. So yeah, I try to race everybody how I want to be raced, and congrats on Kyle on the win.
Yep. Hey, anybody want to give a shout out here?
Yeah, just same people as before, parents, grandparents, Steve Bixler, everybody else that might watch and support. And I got to thank, of course, my team, Wide Open Motorsports, and Trent Restraighten for running with me tonight, and our sponsors, BB7 Setups, Giddings Mobile Repair, and Stevenson Family Performance. And I got to thank you guys again for putting this on.
All right, last question here real quick. You going to go run the non-wing?
No, I don't run those things as well as I do. If you put a wing on them, maybe I'll show up. That's
what you just did. The 360 with the wing. But hey, good to see you tonight. Good runs tonight, man. Take it home, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care, John.
There you go. The second place man tonight there, Blake Chapman. Good run. Let's bring up third place man Lane Snook, who put that awesome slider there at the end to pull it off in third place.
Lane Snook, this John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, bud. I tell you what, you had kind of a rough night there. You got through the B and then got into the A there, and you survived. Walk me through how you kind of got through that mess.
Yeah. Feels like I passed on cars like 5 or 6 times with as many yellows as there were. But I don't know. I think we were pretty solid. But just the yellows were killing us.
Yeah, I mean, you and Goldner both were just slicing and dicing. I was watching you put on a heck of passes. You did such a good job being patient and getting through there and whatnot. Come up a couple places short there. Did you think if you would have gotten up into second there, did you have anything for Moonen?
I don't know. I think Blake actually might have been a little bit faster than him, and then the cautions were killing him as well. But I don't know if I had anything for him.
Well, hey, another great run tonight. You finished. You backed out. You had a win earlier, and you back it up here with another podium. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Velocity Designs, Bandy Boat Racing, Jesse, Brandon, Noonan, Goldner, JP, Fitzy, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Bio.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagner Brothers, you guys for the broadcast, CGC Racing League, Universal Settlement Service, Stack on Hard Associates, Keystone Lines, KKP, Keystone Karting Products, Watkins Pizza, Nan Mexico, Richie from Snoop Dirt Designs, The Old Hatchery, and 50's Perfect Photography.
Oh, once again, great night tonight. That's Lane Snook, second place finisher tonight. Third place finisher here in the 360s.
Yeah, outstanding slide job there, but nobody could do anything with this guy here, Kyle Moonen, putting in a victory lane. Kyle, Joe White in the booth, you got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Well, you almost gave it up there at the end. What was going through your mind when you saw Chapman do that slide job on you?
I kind of knew it was eventually coming, especially there. Kind of figured towards the end because I knew he was on me pretty good there, for most of the race. So I knew he'd come as soon as he got the opportunity.
Oh, he did, but you were able to crisscross him back over. Now, did you feel comfortable up there on the top side on this track with kind of this newer update?
I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I wouldn't say I was as comfortable as I normally am. Especially for whatever reason, getting off at 2 was kind of hard for me tonight, and that's a pretty, big spot on the track to, it can speed you up quite a bit and slow you down quite a bit. So.
Well, definitely nobody could slow you down tonight. You were bad, fast in that wing 360 machine. You got anybody you want to thank for an awesome finish and win tonight?
Just all the guys at Bandy Built and Ross Corona at Velocity Race Design and Alex at ABR Setup Shop. And then you guys for the broadcast and everyone for the league.
So. There you go. Kyle Moonen putting in victory lane. Outstanding performance, folks. Don't go anywhere. We got Wing 360. We got wingless 360s coming up here next. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Cool has always been a leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
All right, welcome back, folks. Now we got the wingless 360 cars out here. What I mean by wingless is pretty much there's no wing on them. These guys will be out here. So no downforce, a little bit tougher to get these cars around. You got a little bit more throttle control in them. We're here in our Pit Stop Podcast qualifying session tonight. If you've not checked out Pit Stop Podcast, check them out each week on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Preston Cranmer and Roger Craig bring out some good guests and a lot of information on what's going on throughout the league. That's who's going to put the quick time down here tonight. John will be racing in this one. He's out there qualifying right now. and then we'll go on board with him here for a lap or so. He'll let us know what to expect with these fast, wingless 360 machine. But Brandon Templeton's the man's going to put down the quick time right now. You done, John?
Yeah, I am. And,
all right.
Yeah, I think I missed the line a little bit there in qualifying, but these cars, unlike the other one, obviously there's no wings. So let's just discuss that right off the bat. That means there's nothing sticking these cars to the track. The only thing that's going to help us turn is we have this huge right rear tire. So now these guys, what's going to struggle is here. The wing cars tend to want to turn themselves right here. These cars, you've got to turn a little bit and then come back and catch it really fast to catch that slide, and then manage your slide with the throttle. So a lot of the things that we're going to see happen tonight, like the proverbial trouble spots with these cars, are going to be corner entry and cars just not looping them, because guys are going to be probably putting a little bit too much wheel into it. And if you do, I mean, it is so easy to do. These things are going to come right around on you. And you know, the other night we ran here, and I was up here the entire race, and this is kind of where I had to go, and you know, it held off. We got the win with it, but I'll tell you, about a lap before, or maybe a couple laps before the end, Kyle Moonen put a slide job on me down there and made it stick, and it worked. And I can tell you, if the caution hadn't come out, Kyle would have won the race. So you can slide, but I don't know that you'll see the slide jobs in 1 and 2, because you don't have the tack generally at the top of the track to catch you. But coming down here, for whatever reason, right where that says Eldora, there always seems to be some tack that gets left up here. And this is what you want to use on your slide job. If you can slide them up and get right here and keep that momentum up, this right here might be where the pass for the win comes tonight.
There you go. Gives you some good insight tech on what these guys are going to be feeling around the track as we're getting set to hit it on over here to our heat race number 1, Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. 37 years of 360 wing sprint action. They got a lot of great drivers from the Northeast U.S. to Canada. Check them out at EmpireSupersprints.com, Facebook and Twitter for all that action. Jeffrey Barker out front. Brian Moore Jr. starting second. Stephen Goldner third. Brandon Templeton in fourth. Kyle Parker in fifth. And Bob DeGood's going to round out the 6th place spot. Top 4 instantly go to the feature. Rest of them going to have to run the constellations here tonight.
Yeah, and a lot of we have a regular non-wing league on Tuesday nights here that we run with C2C, and Jeff Barker and Steve Goldner and Bob DeGood and Brad Templeton are all Templeton are all guys that I do see in that league a lot. So Brian Moore is not one that's used to it, so it'll be interesting to see how he handles his start, going into 1. If you're not used to these cars, they can surprise you, and you can get out of shape real easy. Even switching over from, the only thing I did was take practice laps, in the wing car earlier tonight. But as soon as I got in here, it took 3 or 4 laps for me to even get, somewhat comfortable again in one of these cars.
Absolutely. John out there in the chat says awesome insight there, mate. So he liked what you did.
I appreciate that.
Kind of just something, man, we do here on the races, so it's kind of cool just to give a little bit of input on what if you're new to iRacing or new to dirt racing, that is, kind of show what these drivers, man, look and what they have to deal with throughout the race, because up here in the broadcast booth, we see it a little bit different. We're not inside them cars. Now John will be racing this one. He's not out here in this heat race to start off with, so he's up here now, probably got his notebook out, going to take some notes.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, watch what these guys do. More importantly, I'm going to be watching what Steve Goldner does, because I'm going to be starting that same spot when we get to Heat 3. So, maybe see what works for him on the start. Maybe I have to apply it when my heat comes around, but I expect the track to get a little more worn in. So, we'll see what happens here. But I tell you, these things, I like these things. These are one of my favorite cars to drive in the whole iRacing platform. They're a lot of fun.
Well, first things first, don't wreck.
Oh, that's in any car. Get through turn 1.
There you go. Green flag. We're racing. You already see them things getting slung into the turn and just going kind of a huge style drift. Oh, a little contact there between Moore Jr. and he's upside down flipping.
Yeah, and that's, I think, a product probably not having too much seat time in these cars. They are a handful. I think they're one of the hardest dirt track cars to drive, actually, if not the hardest. I don't know, even the participation in iRacing in the open servers are lower in these just because guys have a hard time with these cars.
Look at this battle for third and fourth, though. Parker and Templeton, they made a little contact right there. The Good sitting back there going, I'm loving it.
Yeah, close racing here, but all 4 of them get into the main. So now, this is a question of how much do you want to risk everything. And
what's that word you like using?
Greed.
But
right there,
yep.
Templeton looked like he was going to throw it in there and kind of backed out of it. So, I think Templeton's a little quicker than Parker right now, but they've got 4 laps here to settle it out.
Might be testing the waters to see what the car will actually do and how far he can push it before it gets upset without getting into Parker, like you just said. I mean, he's right there on the inside, but he sees that car, he's able to make the slide job work there, but then he's going to go right back down to the inside.
Yeah, and complete it further here, make it a little harder for Kyle to do the crossover here.
Battle for the lead.
Yeah, now we got a battle for the lead, yeah.
Got Parker again, so we got a battle for the lead, battle for third and fourth. These guys didn't get the memos during the show. Oh, and that's what I was talking about right there. Templeton upside down. Here comes the Good. Well, the good thing is, on Templeton's part, he was able to get it going straight before Bob the Good was able to catch up. And on the white flag, well, never mind. Oh, are you kidding? Bob the Good's in the wall. Brandon Templeton goes into the pits. Oh, no. Bob the Good. What a crazy finish to this.
Well, I hope it's a precursor for the rest of the night. At least behind me, anyway.
Wow. He raced 1. Finished on that one. That was, I think if Templeton would have just got back on his wheels and stayed out, he would have finished 4th. That takes us over to heat race number 2. Super Dirt Car Series, your premier big block series. And folks, if you've not checked out the Super Dirt Car Series, they are the Northeast premier from Florida to Canada, and they like that ground pounding, earth shattering style with the big blocks here. We'll see them tomorrow night. You got David Blau out front, Jeff Flero there in second, Brian Dickens third, Brian Moore Sr. in fourth, Greg Palmerly in fifth, and Roger Craig rounds out the 6th place again at top 4 for the feature.
Yeah, looking here at this heat too, I'm looking for guys that I normally see on Tuesday night, and I could be wrong in this recollection, but I don't see anybody in there that's a regular. So this will be an interesting heat race, and if I'm correct in that, in my recollection anyway.
All right. I'm gonna have a new winner in the wingless sprint. Go, pace truck's pulling them around. Let's have a good one here. Pace truck's in.
Green flag, green flag.
And green flag flies. We're racing. Blau gets a good jump out front. He's down low. Laro's going to take it up to the high side right now. He's going to see if he can't get that high lane working, and he does.
Yeah, gets a nice run there off turn 3 to kind of grab the top spot there.
Ooh, Dickens ran that thing in there and then ran it right up into the wall.
Yeah, again, this is where the inexperience with the seat time, because, I mean, the easiest thing to do in a race car is get the car around the track. The hardest thing to do is get yourself out of trouble. Once you get in a little bit of trouble, to get yourself out of that trouble without wrecking yourself or wrecking somebody else, that's actually the hardest thing to do in a race car.
I'm going to tell you what, Roger Craig right there just saw a car fly over his hood. That was Daniel Blau, unfortunately hitting the wall, and Craig was able to get around it. He's outside looking in. Palmer Lee is hanging on to the final transfer spot. Let's see if he can hang on to that thing here.
Yeah, just got to concentrate on hitting your marks, making solid laps here, and he should be pretty good here.
So far, so good. Zal Flero out front. Moore Sr. there in second. Dickens hanging on to third.
Oh, the leader just wrecked.
Yeah, he did. Oh, Flero upside down. Wow.
Yep. Again, it's that, like I said, that lack of seat time. These things are a whole different beast. And it takes a lot of laps to get these things down.
That puts Roger in that final transfer spot.
Yep.
Oh, he's loving it.
We kind of got a little bit of a battle for a lead here.
Yeah, we do. Go on here and see what happens. Moore Sr. And is Dickens going to have enough time to catch him?
Nah, he pulled up on him a little bit coming out of 4 the last lap and then gave it back up as they went into turn 1 here. But he pulled back in there. So if he had a couple more laps, I think that could have been a race there.
Yep. So it's going to be Senior, Dickens, Palmer Lee, and Craig, all the top 4. Bring us over here and he raced 3.
Yep.
Yep. He raced number 3. The World of Sports. That's right. Come out, relax, laugh, have a good time with old Mike and Rod as they dive into the crazy, exciting, wonderful world of sports. And they have a lot of guests each week. Check out the current events here. So check them out, the World of Sports podcast. For those 2 guys, you got Barry Goldner out front, Kyle Moonen in second, Dave Blau there in third, John Hine fourth, and Mike Kremer in 5th. All right, John. Been taking notes?
Yeah. Don't wreck myself. I think it's the biggest thing to take away here. Like I said, these cars are tough here, and the big thing is here to finish, and let everything else take care of itself.
Okay. Here we go. Heat race number 3 here tonight. World of Sport. Podcast. Some crazy racing here so far. What are we going to get on this one? Pace trucks in.
Green, green, green.
Come to the line. Bring them to life. There, 2x2, and instantly Moonen. He got shot up into the wall. Wow, that puts Mike Kremer in that 4th and final transfer spot for the moment. As never mind, Gabe Blau's around. Moonen gets back up there. Hines out front leading it. Goldner right behind him. Hines got some breathing room. Kremer there, so everybody got spread out on that exchange up front. And with Blau in pit road, going to put the top 4 for the moment, unless Blau can get back out here. And when he gets back out here, there's enough laps to go, which you just seen right there, Kyle Moonen ripping through the field. He goes right by Cranmer for the 3rd place spot. Gonna look to see if he can't run down Goldner. Got a long way to go to run down Hine, though, about 5 seconds back, 4.5 right now. See the lap time. Last lap, Hine was fastest. Let's see what they are when they cross the line this time again. Hine again, still faster by about 2/10 over the field. He's got his jet boat out there tonight at Cruise Shop FW.com machine. John Hine looking strong. He knows how to slide that thing to the inside. Goldner behind him. Still, John's is solid. And that time he was 2, 3, almost 4/10 faster. The guys on the track. Wow, white flag. One more time. Settle this one out here for our heat race number 3 here tonight. All these top 4 are going to get it done. Come out of it. 9 out of 3 and 4. Going to blaze the field here. He's going to win it. It'll be John out front. Barry Golden there in second. Kyle Moon in third. And Mike Tremore bringing it home in fourth here tonight. That probably should bring us over 2 hours. I'm going to say B main, but you never know. Yep, B main. That's Chip Banger Racing, folks. Bang that chip and rip the lip. That's what Chip Banger Racing is all about. Take those guys out. Good racing team. Got Bob DeGood out front. Daniel Blau there in second. Gabe Blau in third. Brian Moore Jr. fourth. And Jeff Flero in fifth. And John, boy, I tell you what, you got a rocket ship on the back of that machine.
Yeah, we didn't do too bad there. But good news here for these guys. All 5 are going to transfer here. And, when I get the car back out in the feature, the track's going to be completely different. So just because I was quick in the heat doesn't mean anything for the feature. So we'll have to figure it out. I can tell you what these guys are going to experience right now, that turn into turn 3, right as they're getting there. Look at that big patch of slick. Man, that made that entrance to that corner really, really, really tricky. So opening lap here, when they get around to that corner, I'm going to be watching to see how they approach it and who can get through it cleanly and whatnot, because that one there is going to be the car becomes a handful right there.
You were like 3/10 faster.
I had an open track ahead. I'm sure that probably helped a little bit. So, I could just take whatever line I wanted and drive how I wanted.
That's what it is.
There's some truth to that. So, like I said, it
He's
doesn't
good.
matter.
He don't want to admit
It doesn't matter because, we line back up to the feature. And track's got to be different. I could be 2/10 slower in the feature on the slick
What are you
track.
starting at?
Should be P3.
That's not bad.
No.
Green.
Race trucks in. URB main. Everybody should make it.
Yeah, everybody will make it here. And Daniel Blau just took off.
He did. He's long gone. You got the good back here in the back, Flero. Then what he can do is see if he can run down Gabe Blau.
Yeah, and most of these guys, oh no, Blau had a little trouble there and is going to give up the lead to Gabe.
Well, remember Daniel had a problem earlier in his heat race.
Yeah, he over-rotated there in 1 and 2, and he almost fenced it.
I'm going to say those two are into each other, right? Aren't
Yes, yep, I think,
okay.
I don't know if it's brothers or father, son, it's something.
Uh-oh.
And,
Laro just sent that thing in there.
Yeah, he did, and then Blau, he wasn't expecting Blau to take such a low line because Daniel's been up top. I don't know if there's a little mirror driving there or if he was just trying something new, but he dove down, and that's something he didn't do. But when you do that, and I'm not saying Daniel was mirror driving or anything, but if you're mirror driving and you do that, somebody behind you watches your line and you're doing a certain thing, and then you go to block, I mean, that can cause trouble too for not only yourself but other. But Jeff Flero fenced it pretty good there.
Well,
so
at least Flero's learning something.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that's the risk of doing that. It's like any other strategy. If you want to be up high and you want to hold a guy down coming out of the corner, well, that's a risk you take because that guy might be expecting you to wash out, and then that other person will wash out and clip you. So, I mean, everything you do on the track is a risk. And you just, it's how you manage those risks and get through things.
Absolutely. That long hill with Gabe Blau, what he sees, and slinging that thing around all over the track.
Yep.
Wow, that's good car control.
Yeah, if you ever want to have fun on your downtime, Joe, go climb in one of these and take some laps here.
I don't feel like hitting a wall.
They'll probably take you a few laps before you can make it around once without hitting the wall. I would
can't
almost
make it around the track in the 305. I mean, come on.
You should try it in these. Just to say you've done it and you know what it's like.
Woo, I tell you, I did some dirt racing. We coming up to the white flag, and it's going to be all Blau. Daniel will come in second, Moore Jr. third, Bobby Good there in fourth. Folks, I'm going to get a word from some of our sponsors. We'll be right back.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
All right, welcome back here, folks. Now we're getting set for our feature here tonight as screams it on over here, and we're going to get set, grid these guys up. It'll be some action-packed racing here as we got Stephen Goldner out front here with Brian Moore Sr. there in second. John Hines starting third. Jeffrey Barker sitting in the fourth place spot. Brian Dickens up in third. Fifth. And we got Barry Goldner 6th, Kyle Parker 7th, Greg Parmalee at 8th, Kyle Moon in 9th, and Brandon Templeton in 10th, folks. Get set, sit back, relax. We got the Wing 360s. Let's turn these guys up.
Slipping and sliding, shucking
All right, like I said, guys are getting ready to rev them up here. Well, John, you learned enough in the heats and stuff. You're starting up there in about third, fourth place spot.
Yeah, I'm behind one of the best here, so I mean that's, you know, if you got to be behind somebody, Steven's one of the guys you want to be behind. You know he's going to get a good start. You know that he's probably going to get through 1 and 2 pretty cleanly here, so I can race here with some confidence. We'll see how it shakes down once we get down the back straightaway and into 3 here, and then, you know, try to get everybody sorted out and then go racing.
Gave you good advice. Don't get in trouble.
Yeah, that's right on my mind too. Don't screw it up in turn 1.
Thought I'd throw that out. Help you out. Pace trucks in. We're going feature time racing. Crank these boys up here. Dylan racing here. Green flag.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, caution out already. Looks like Kyle Parker went a flipping. Go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened to Kyle. Cartman would say on South Park. Yeah. Oh, it looked like a car in front of Kyle got hit. Not sure who it was, but they got hit, and then Kyle just nowhere to go, and then he went just upside down for a ride. All right.
Yeah, it happened fast. I know I was involved in it. I was down at the bottom minding my own business, and I got whacked from the outside. So, yeah, hopefully now we don't have that meatball in here, so I don't know if I have any damage or not. So I'm going to find out when we get down here into turn 1. That's one of those things that updated in the last big iRacing update. They got rid of the meatball flags for the dirt guys. So it used to be, okay, hey, I got a lot of damage, I need to go in. And now we don't know that, so it's kind of an added dimension. At first, when I read it, I was like, oh good, I'm glad I don't have that. But now that I've had it happen a couple of times, like, man, I wish I had that back.
Yeah, it probably helps out a little bit.
It does a little bit.
I don't know why they took it away, though.
Real life, you'd have a crew member, you know, with their hands out saying pit, pit, pit. They would tell you, hey, you've got damage. So here you have no way of knowing. I mean, my wheel's straight, and that's what I'm going on.
All right, here we go. Line them up. 2 by 2.
Green flag, green flag.
Let's go back to the green flag. Back green. We're racing.
Yellow flag is out.
They're already 3 wide back here. Round about the 4th, 5th place spot, and Jeffrey Barker around. Go to Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened. He was actually up front. Like he's in that blue machine. Oh, red car came up, got in the side of him, and upside down he goes. You gonna do it? Back. Out. Well, you're up in second here, John.
Yeah, now I've got the outside here, and you know, and I mentioned earlier about Kyle Moonen on his starts and how hard it is to kind of anticipate and work with him. Steve Goldner is no different. You know, his starts, he keeps you off balance here. So my goal here is get a good enough start where I can actually maintain second through 1 and 2, and then, you know, see if then figure out. We haven't had enough green flag laps yet to figure out who's quicker between the two of us. I know the last time we were here a week or so ago with these cars, Steven and I were pretty well, I would think, even. I think it was a deal where I was a little better than him in 1 and 2, and I think he was better than me in 3 and 4. So maybe that'll shake out the same way. Who knows?
Absolutely. Here we go. Green flag. Gonna line them back up side by side. Gonna be Goldner, Hine, Moore Sr. and Company up front. Who's gonna get that good start? Pace truck. Ducks off. Icon restart here tonight. Looking for a good sim. Check out iconsimsports.com. Green flag, and you see old Goldner gets a good jump there. Moore Sr. gets that inside groove on him. Hines is going to fire back to the outside, though. Here comes Sr. and Dickens right there with a solid battle. They'll go wheel to wheel. Here comes Kyle Moonen, though. He's there about the mid-pack. Oh, he slid up the track. Almost got into the outside car there, Brandon Templeton. Go back here about mid-pack. You've got Flaro, Goldner, Barry Goldner, that is, Gabe Blau. There's 3 wide racing. Oh, a little bit of contact. I think that was Pomerly. He got chalked up just a little bit. Everybody stay straight, though. Still side by side. And meanwhile, Stephen Goldner is just flat gone. But Hine right behind him, holding strong with Templeton there in third. The top 3 are all spread out away from the field. You got Moore Jr. Got a slight breathing room, but he's got Flaro tearing down his back tail tank, looking to the inside. That's where the nearest battle is right now. As you've got behind him, Dickens. Look at Moonen up top. Yeah, he's right there riding that top side lane. Kyle Moonen. One earlier tonight. Now he moves in on the back end of Moore Sr. Takes that tie spot away from him. Was able to motor it on the high side. Never mind. Here comes Sr. back to the inside. Solid race. Well, Moonen's able to take that spot away. Caution out. Pomerly around. Oh, Jeffrey Barker's looking at Malcolm Mills replay. See what happened. Watching Pomerly right here. Red machine. Oh, it just got out from under him. He got in the wall. And from there, Parker nowhere to go. Good run up front so far, but man, Goldner got a shot out of a cannon. He was gone out front.
Yeah, Goldner's going to be hooked up, and I got a feeling Templeton and Moonen are going to be quicker. I did get damaged because the car doesn't want to turn into the corners now, so I don't know if I want to give up track position here to try to pit and get it fixed. So I'm going to be hanging on here. I can't get into the corners. And Kyle and Steven and Brandon all probably can do that pretty well. So that's going to give them quite good runs going through the corner here.
From my perspective, did not look like the third place car was catching you, though. And I was looking at lap time. It looked like he still was a tick faster than he was. Now, obviously on the restart, I don't know, but when y'all were spread out like you were, it looked like you were maintaining pretty good.
Yeah, but I'd have one lap good, one lap bad, that kind of thing, just because it's just the car is unpredictable for me now. So we'll see here. I've got some really good guys around me. Brandon's been fast all night. Kyle Moonen he's Kyle Moonen, and same thing with Goldner. These guys are fast at about everything. So the track is slicked up. It looks like the top is the way to be and where you want to be right now.
Here we go. Let's go back green. Line them back up, side by side. Pace truck's in. Green flag, we're back racing, and you see instantly right there, Templeton's going to try on the inside of Hine. Not going to be able to get it done. But we got a huge one in the back here. Gabe Blau. Greg's involved. Daniel Blau's involved. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see what transpired on this wreck. The green machine there. Oh, Blau got up into Daniel. Craig's there. Craig's spinning. Daniel Blau upside down. Well, they'll have a talk about that one later on at the Thanksgiving dinner. Wow. Well, Templeton almost got around you.
Yeah, part of that is because I'm on the outside and I start in the slick, so when I launch, I can't get into the throttle as aggressive as he is because there's tack there. So he's able to launch, and that's why I was saying, the guys on the outside, your goal should be just to try to maintain your spot and then go racing, because the inside has an advantage here when you start. But I just got word race control switched these to single file restarts. So now I'm going to be on the bumper of Goldner, and I can follow him through the tack, and we'll see if this helps me get any better start. But again, as a leader of a race, you've got a little bit of leeway to where you can fire. We like to say you can fire there in turn 4 to when the green flag falls out. So he can fire early in that restart zone. He can fire late. He can do a lot of different things here, and it's really tough for the trailing car to figure it out. So, you know, that's kind of the stuff that goes on up at the front of these things. And, you know, being leader, yeah, it gives you a big advantage, that's for sure.
Absolutely. It's lights off on the pace truck. Here we go. Getting set to go back green. And if you didn't think these wingless sprints out here were a handful, well, now you know. They definitely are a handful. Not like the wing 360 sprints where you got all that downforce in the world. Here you've got to have that throttle control. As you see, Goldner gets a good jump out front. And meanwhile, behind him, Kyle Moonen, he's going to drop it down low up underneath Templeton for the battle for third. That's Flaro's there also. All those guys go back single file. Here comes Mooney, though, again, looking back on the inside. He's peeking down there. He's trying to keep Templeton honest. You got Flaro behind him. Moore Sr.'s got his hands full with Dickens up high. Senior down low for the moment. Ooh, Dickens gets on the wall just a little bit there. Loses all kind of momentum. That's going to bring Kyle Parker into the mix. Parker had to check up just a little bit there. Already ran over the back end of him. Meanwhile, let the real race car outside go by there, folks. You might have heard that. I don't know who that was. But Flaro looking on the inside here. Got a good solid three-car battle happening. About 6th, 7th, 8th place spot. Moore Sr., Kyle Parker, Ryan Dickens. Again, Parker went up into the wall a little bit. He's able to stay clean and green. Well, up front, Goldner's got that lead. John's got a little breathing room there in second. Templeton hanging on the third. Well, they're all spread out right now. You've got Moonen. Your top 4 are all fanned out. Actually, your top 5. You got to go back to around about 6th place spot. Really 6th and 7th. Because you got Moore Sr., Dickens, Parker, trading positions. One's actually got Moore Sr. down low, and Dickens and Parker's kind of taking it up high here. And go even further back to Moore Jr. He's by himself. Barry Goldner and company. Pomerlee, the good. So the field actually is kind of spread out. I mean, the best battle right now on the track, as never mind cautions out, is Ryan Moore Jr. On the Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened. I mean, he was out there by himself, so I got a feeling that, well, he just like turned right in the wall, and the wall was there. That car just went flipping.
Yeah, these cars, you don't need anybody around you to get yourself in trouble. You can do it all by yourself. That
was crazy.
Hard. Yeah.
Well, you were able to maintain a speed over Templeton once you got out front there, but I mean, do you got anything for Goldner? See, he's got a rocket ship.
I think I'm pretty even with him if I quit making mistakes, and that's, you know, easier said than done, and behind somebody like him who doesn't. Every time I make them, I lose 3 or 4 car lengths. So, but you know, big goal here is, you know, let's try to bring it home in one piece. And I can tell you, we were coming up on lap traffic there too, so that caution came out at a real opportune time. I saw, you know, the guys in front of us were kind of, you know, struggling, you know, with their cars and whatnot. So I'm telling you, it was going to get pretty gnarly there pretty quick as we were getting into the lap traffic. So I guess on one hand, I kind of would have liked it because, you know, maybe it would have brought Goldner back to me. But in the same token, you know, guys that are struggling with their cars, it can make it pretty easy for them to take out one of the leaders.
There you go. And yeah, John, out there, it probably is a full moon here, but again, these are a different animal from the wing 360s where you've got that downforce. I mean, don't get me wrong, the power is the same in the cars, but when you take away that massive amount of downforce without those wings, it's like, you know, Hein was up here saying earlier, you got to have a lot of throttle control, and these things are very easy to come out from under. As you go back green, you see Goldner gets that good jump out front. Hein's right there with him. And, well, look at Flaro. He took that thing on the inside. The top 4, single file, though. Here comes Moore Sr. And I think Kyle Moonen says, I've had enough driving behind Templeton. He's going to try the inside. Is he going to be able to make that pass? That's what I want to know. He did. Slide job right there on the inside of him. But here comes Templeton back to the inside. So Moonan's up top. Templeton's down low, but Moonan's going to be able to take it and drive it off the turn. Meanwhile, Jeff Flaro's going to come up here into the picture if he can't get close to those top four. But Moonan's able to take it to third. Templeton falls back to fourth. Everybody's back single file. Flaro's still trying that way down there on the bottom lane. You've got Dickens doing the same, or actually more seniors doing the same with Dickens and Parker up top behind them. Again, that's a good battle. As they're side by side. Well, actually, nose to tail for the moment. We're side by side. Parker, Dickens, Moore Senior. It's for the 6th, 7th, and 8th place spot. Now you got Flaro up here for the 4th place spot. He's low on the inside of Templeton. Templeton's up high. Laps winding down. Goldner for the moment is trying to check out of the field. Flaro's got something holding down there on that low line. Comes around the turns. He's able to keep the slide going and keep the momentum. Templeton falls back into the 5th place. Back here to see what Rogers doing. Driving around. He's back there in the 12th. Mike Krimmer hanging on in the 13th. Back here at this 6th, 7th place spot. It's back with Dickens, Parker, and then you got Flaro and Templeton. The 4th, 5th, and 6th. And never mind, Moonen has run down Hines. Oh, I thought he was going to be able to get him. He put a slider on his inside. Now he's going to fall back in line. He said, okay, I figured something out. I can catch him. I got to be able to make that pass. He's right there on his back tail tank trying to close in. Hines just running that top side. Ooh, lap car. Boy, Hines had to get, maybe had to check up just a little bit. Car slid right there into him. Moonen. Trying to see if he can't get up here. Right now, Moonen. Well, all three of those guys, the top three, are about dead heat even. They're all running 16s, but it's an 82, 92, and a 96. Templeton actually with an 84. One of the fastest, but he is so far back. He is 2.8 seconds back from Moonen. That just gives you an idea. As you see Kyle Moonen still trying to harass Hine. They're in lap traffic, though. This is where danger lurks. White flag one more time. Can Hine hang on to that 2nd place spot? I think he'll be able to. He's got enough breathing room. Goldner's going down the back stretch final time. Here comes Moonen. He's going to sling it in 3 and 4. I don't think he's quite close enough. John's going to hang on to 2nd. Stephen Goldner's going to bring it home here tonight. What a good finish it was. Cap off this race for the wingless 360s. We can't get a few of these guys up here and get a word in with them. What a finish to this one it was. Moonen tried everything he could to come through the field here. I'm going to bring up. Can't find Kyle. Kyle has to come up here. Goldner. Yeah. Well, while we're waiting on him, we do got our 2nd place man, John. John was able to hang on to it, but Kyle was right there.
Ooh, I'm tired. Kyle was definitely a little bit quicker than me. Like I said, I got a little bit of damage earlier from contact, so I was struggling getting into the corners, and every time I did, it would cause me to make a mistake. And both Kyle and Steven, neither one of those guys make a whole lot of mistakes, so I'm sure that every time I did it, Kyle was capitalizing on it. And he came up. I saw that he was going to do a slide job. I lifted to give him room to slide up there, but he kind of bailed on it. So I thank him for that. It's just nice to race around guys that will do that, know that they should be bailing in doing so. So it's nice to have confidence around guys like that. And then also just want to congratulate Steven, man. He had it unlocked tonight and got the W.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, like you said, and Nick, yes, I am. But John, I tell you what, you were able to hang on. Come home here in 2nd. I know you like these wingless 360s. You got anybody you want to thank for an awesome finish, though?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Epsilon Sprint Wraps. They put the wraps on the car. You go out to Facebook, give them a like, PM them, and say, hey, I like a wrap. They'll set you up, get you looking real good on the racetrack. Also like to thank the Cruise Shop. Everybody, I encourage you to go out to the cruiseshopfw.com. Whether you're making plans to do a family vacation, a honeymoon, just a weekend getaway, she can help you make plans, help you find a destination, tell you about things about that destination, get you set up. I'd also like to thank Cool Ray Heating and Plumbing. Andy over there and all the guys are great. I'm proud to have them on the car. They help with the league a whole lot. And anybody in the Atlanta area, winter's right around the corner. I know here in St. Louis, we got down to 30 degrees last night. So you know what? If you want to get your heater checked before it really, really gets cold, give Cool Ray Heating and Plumbing a look up. And then like to thank my wife and, for letting me do this every week. And then like to thank my Gambler teammates. What a great group of guys. And, we've had a good week again. Zach, got a 4th over in the Renegades, and Steven picked up a win last night in the midget. So I picked up a 2nd here. So it's a good week for us.
Absolutely. There you go. 2nd place man. Old John Hine bringing it home. Well, bring up our winner here tonight, Steven Goldner. Steven, join the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
I tell you what, you just had a rocket ship, and once you got out front, it was no looking back. How was the track in the car?
Track was good. It was kind of one lane around the top, I think. I didn't really try anywhere else. Car was really good. Just, took a couple laps after the green flags to get comfortable, and then we could start running some good laps.
How you feel about these wingless 360s as opposed to the regular wing 360?
I like them. I haven't run too many laps with them, really. I get in the habit of driving it like a wing car and want to, put it in on the top, and sometimes it doesn't work out. But it's a lot of throttle control. I mean, drives completely different, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, there you go. That's the winner tonight. You got anybody you want to thank for an awesome victory here, though?
Yeah, I got to thank all the guys at Vanderbilt that, help out the team and everything they do. ABR Setup Shops, Ross over at Velocity Race Designs, and Joe and everyone who is involved with the league.
There you go. Winner tonight, Steven Goldner bringing it home for the wingless 360s here. Well, folks, what a night it was here for our A&J Custom Creations hometown heroes for the Cool Rays Coast to Coast Racing League. For myself and everyone, have a good night.